Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday morning's Messages of Love from Above. And as always, super excited to see what messages come through from Spirit today. I am going to, before we start, bring in beautiful, beautiful love and multiply it out to the world. And if you'd like to join me and do that to help multiply it to more and more places in the world, I, of course, welcome that. So before we do that, just going to take a big deep breath and come back to right here, right now, and let all the outside world fall away. And we let the love fill up our heart till it's brimming over and flows out to the world, circling the globe in a giant, giant bubble of love, touching every heart on the planet, sparking it higher and higher in love vibration, waking us more and more to our higher selves in the spirit world, transforming the world moment by moment, heart by heart. And of course, if you are in need of unconditional love in this moment, for your heart, for your mind, your body, for your spirit, for a loved one, a situation, a relationship, whatever it may be, we send this love to you right now as well, circling you like a giant group hug. And you can take it in like a sponge or like a tree takes in the sunlight from the sun. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me this space for that. So thank you, thank you. Before I get into the readings, as always, I like to make sure everyone knows that I am a crazy giveaway freak. I love giving away things. So every Monday, I do give away at least one personal recorded reading. This Monday, I will be giving away two 30-minute personal recorded readings. So there's 2 days left to get into the drawing. Every Tuesday, I put out a video like this one that I just posted there, which tells us what we're giving away on next Monday, how to get into the drawing, and any other giveaway news. So if you want to get into that drawing, be sure to check it out. And then also, I started a new weekly series called Take 10 with Zen. Episode 2 came out yesterday, which is all about spirit guides. This series is like answering questions from my subscribers, and then also information on connecting to spirit and understanding ourselves more. It's videos are the content is like 10 minutes or less. So it's not huge, huge, and they kind of just get to the nitty gritty and boom, boom, boom. So if you want to check that out, be sure to look there. And then every month, I put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign. And here's the joyous June playlist. We have a week left in June. I know I keep on saying it. What's happening to this year? Whoosh. So if you want to check out, see what Spirit wants you to know about this next, it also talks about the summer and winter solstice. So you can, the energy will carry over the next couple months too. So it doesn't hurt to take a look at those. And speaking of solstice, every week I'd put out a pick a card reading and at least one. And this one was all about what the solstice is bringing you. So it's a great little pick a card if you want to check that out. And if you're ever needing more messages from spirit, if you check out my main page, I have a ton of pick a cards playlist there, so you can also get information from them. All right, I think that's everything. I think so. So let me get my desktop all set up here and we will get going. If you are new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome. First of all, we've got a great, wonderful group, soul family here who are huge, huge heart and loving people and great senses of humor too. So it's a great combo. So welcome, welcome. And how the free readings work. as I finish setting up my desktop here. All right, there we go. I go down in order in the chat. First come, first serve. So the chat is the mighty list. And so you just put your question out there and then I will go down in order. Uh, if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading or guidance. Spirit knows what you want. So we'll pull cards and they'll bring the message through. Um, and if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange and I prioritize those readings, the free readings. Dive deeper, I pull more cards for those. And then once I'm done, I return back to the free readings and I move down the list. I'm usually on for about 2 hours or so. And so I try to get through as many free readings as I can. But if you want to make a donation and prioritize your reading, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the pinned comment and description box of the video, I have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. So however you want to make the donation, you can. You, I don't have a set dollar amount at this time. Just kidding. Um, because I know everyone's funds vary from day to day, person to person, country to country, planet to planet. So whatever you feel you're able to give is the perfect amount. All right. I think that is everything. I am going to use the Star Tarot and the Naked Hearts Tarot today. I'm going to start with the Naked Hearts Tarot. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. I mean, just the simplicity of it, but also the colors and some of them are just so All right. So I do have a couple donations, so we will start off with those. I did get the Cash App first from Kay. So thank you, Kay. We'll start with you. And then Sukanya, you'll be after that. So thank you, Kay, so much for your donation. And you wanted to know about this Aries Mason intentions. Let's take a look here. What's does Spirit want you to know about the intentions of this character called Mason? We'll take a look here. And then, there's always the human intention, but there's also the heavenly intention. What's really going on behind the scenes, under the surface, behind the curtain. So I feel like we're going to look into that too, because I'm feeling extra nosy today. I know. Beware, everyone. I'm just kidding. All right. So let's take a look here. Okay. All right. So we do have the Ace of Wands here, little foxy. He must be a little fox, huh? But they have this, this is new passion that's being sparked here. So they have this new energy. So they definitely are attracted to you energetically and physically, which is always nice, right? We want that. We don't want just that, but that is a nice thing to know, right? So we definitely have that. We also have 2 major arcana here. So, part of their intentions here, we've got the high priestess. They've been spending some time away really looking into their thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets and doing some inner work, really connecting to their higher self. And so I feel like there's this transformation they've been going through. It's 2 major arcana, so it feels significant that they've been doing some good, healthy inner work. And in a way, it sounds kinda, uh, not like you're a guinea pig, but they are allowing themselves to feel things they haven't allowed themselves to feel before. It's like they're testing, themselves as well of how can I go about this? So if it feels awkward and fumbly on sharing emotion or their actions, just know it's because they're trying new ways of looking at relationship and themselves and others. And so it feels kind of, like I said, weird and awkward. It's because it's like new for them. And I like it because they got one card, two card, and then three cards. So there is this, unfolding of it's like taking it step by step. And I like it. I mean, you can't you can't diss this unless you're like, "No, they're a creep, I don't want them to be around me," but got the 2 of Cups. The intentions really here on their physical here, they're looking at this, important relationship. They do wanna reach out with their heart, and they do want it to be this type here. We've got the 9 of Pentacles, so here's their inner journey of them looking at their worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. So they definitely want this. So we like that they have the attraction. And now here we also know that they have kind of stepping into it. They don't want to leap into it very fast, but they do have it here. And we also have the Queen of Cups, which is intuition. So they have this natural draw to you, but it's also deep emotion. So I feel like the emotions come third, right? So they have this attraction, they're drawn to you, and they want to just kind of test how they share their feelings, how things go forward. They kind of just want to see how things unfold, but there is this emotion that comes in here. So I like all of that for you, Kay. And then from the heavens, yeah, Wands energy. So a lot of fiery energy. There is an energetic draw, of course. This is joy, celebration. Seven of Wands is about seeing things from a higher perspective, and that you are seen and supported through this too. I feel like it's this mirroring effect here is why they're there is to show you a lot of things about yourself, and also so that you don't feel like you have to defend yourself, but it's about you standing for yourself. So I like this, this beautiful mirror is like what's going on behind the scenes. This is why before you both came down here to the planet, you agreed that you would enter into this interaction with each other, because it was going to show each of you a lot about each other. Whatever you see in them is a mirror about what do you see in yourself, and likewise for them too. So it's great. I really like this for you, Kay. So hopefully all of that resonates and makes sense for you there. But I don't have any shenanigan type of actually on UK. So you may want to rewind. We were talking about you. It's all about you. So hopefully that resonated, and many blessings to you. I like it. Like I said, no creepy shenanigans or playa vibes for this one. So I like it. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. All right. So, Sukanya, Shri Kumar, you are up next. Thank you for your donation. And you'd like to know the current thoughts of Sharuk towards you today. That's right. In this moment. Hey, hey. You're welcome, Kay. All right. Let's see. What are there? So, their thoughts towards you, right? What are they thinking about you? All right. All right. So we've got here the movement of wands, which here we have this energy here of, it's the fastest moving night. So there is this speed, they have this, energy here, with this, you know, passion, this movement, this attraction that comes in here. So, I like that. It's like as we were just talking with Kay, that's something that we want. We do want them to be attracted to us, not just, physical attraction, unless that's what we're wanting. Sometimes you never know. But if we're wanting more, it's like, well, that's coming up there. And then we have the Fool card here. They are wanting something that is free of expectations, free of a lot of, supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. The Fool card, the zero is the first card in the major arcana, which is like a little kid who first comes to the planet and they are not influenced by all the adults telling them what they are supposed to do, should do, need to do, and all this stuff. And there's this freedom that comes in with it. They just want to go on the adventure and not have anything attached to it. That's the kind of energy that's coming in here so far with it. So this is their thinking process, right? And we've got the Seven of Cups, so there's emotional confusion. They don't know what they want emotionally, and that's why I feel like they're just kind of on this um like this joy ride, because we got the celebration card, which is joy, 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 joy. And the Three of Cups usually means that there's not just one interest that they have, in their lives, and that makes sense with the 7 of cups of, "I don't know what I want," like, I like them, I like them, I like them, but what do I want? I don't know, It kinda has this, energy, like I said, of emotional confusion, not really knowing what they want emotionally. Mentally, they know, like, I don't wanna be uh, imprisoned and trapped right now. I just want to go on this adventure and discover. And so this is kind of their overall energies that they have going about them. They have the Six of Pentacles, so ultimately they are looking for someone that will can give to them equally, where they can give and receive equally. Um, but again, without expectation, without entrapment, kind of energy that comes in there. I feel like I wanna do a divine directions card for you here too, but it just feels like there's attraction and there's, this energy that draws them to you. Yeah. So we've got clearing here. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There it goes. So from this is the divine direction says clearing, remove energy blockages by clearing out unwanted emotional or material clutter. Um, so I feel like with all of this, it's like you have an attraction to them, but do we really want to be one of many or one of a few even? No, we want to be the only one. And if they can't make up their minds, do we it's up to you. You can clear that. You can clear it. It's almost like it's blocking, because if we're attracted to them, but they're not deciding on us, it's like, I do not want to be a multiple choice question. I want to be a direct answer for someone. That's funny. I never I've said that before, but that's great. I like it. I don't want to be a multiple choice question. I'm a direct answer, and I want to be the one correct answer. So I like that. Spirit's kind of saying, like, you're learning a lot about yourself through the process here, but you can stand up for yourself and go, you know what? I'm going to clear away these blockages. And there's, you deserve more, and that's, spirit speaking, but also, I'm your older brother Zen. I watch out for you all. I'm like, don't make me come over there. And if anyone doesn't treat you right, I'm on a plane, or not even that. I'm on the ethereal plane, and I will visit them in their dreams where they can't escape. All right, but that's what they have for you, Sukanya. So many blessings to you. Much love to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. Don't make me break out my voodoo dolls. Actually don't have voodoo dolls, but it's fun. It's fun to joke about it. All right. So that is the donation so far. So we will move it to the top and start with the free readings. So, always victory. Hello, hello. And so you would like guidance for the rest of the month. All right. So, an oracle from deck two. And deck two is the Law of Positivism Healing Oracle today. So let's take a look here, or at least for this session. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. You got card 20, which is the judgment card number. That's funny. But you got the in my dreams I find my answers. Ooh, so let's take a look here. That's funny. You're gonna get card 20 all over the place. I bet. All right. So it says, what is real and what is unreal? What are the awake state and the dream state? And what state is guiding and leading you? In the awake state, the mix of the subconscious, the conscious, and the intuitive mind all work together. And sometimes we're more led by one than the other. And when we move beyond the subconscious and instinctive mind, moving into the conscious and logical mind, we're more aware of the present moment. And when moving beyond the conscious mind into the intuitive state, We're no longer attached to what we hear and see, but rely on the inner world. Our dream state leaves an imprint on our minds, especially on an intuitive level, since we can't always remember our dreams. This other reality is a dream state, which infuses and synergizes with the current dimension, merging many layers. Wow, we're going deep. Have you got caught up in linear thinking and become more attached to the reality of this dimension of yourself? This can lead to feeling stuck and not knowing the answers and what path to take. Moving into a more intuitive flow can help you find answers in your dreams right now. Ooh, okay. And it recommends a dream journal. So, whatever your mind has been consumed by, any questions you might have, and any sensation can be helped with some dream work. So it says, number one, keep a dream journal by your bed. And when you wake up in the night or morning, write down the feelings, stories, and symbols of your dreams. Number two, do this over time and start noticing if there are patterns and repetitions in your dreams. And number three, start consciously asking your dreams for answers before going to bed and intentionally seek guidance through this practice. Wow. So in the card here, the heron bird that's represented there is wisdom, serenity, and grace. And the lady that appears in here, her name is Apella, Colorado, and she does a lot of work with the Worldwide Indigenous Science Network, WISN. And she's also on the podcast. Evidently, Law of Positivism has a podcast too. So if that has anything to do with anything there, but I like that. So dream work is definitely what the guidance they have here is to pay attention to your dreams, especially the feeling around dreams, because a lot of times in our dreams, because we're working with our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, and spirit, they'll bring in a cast of characters that don't have anything to do with what really is going on, because sometimes you're like, why was that person in my dream? But it's the feeling that we have with this person that they focus in on. So focus on the feelings of the dreams here. But I feel like they are really communicating with you through your dreams. So that's what they have for you. Always victory. So I like it. I like it. So many blessings to you. That is what is going on. All right. And so, Kritika, you will be my next free reading coming up, but I did have a additional donation come in. Thank you so much, Kay, for your additional donation. And if you want to pop your question down there, we definitely will prioritize that. Those cards go flying everywhere here. Let me get all these back together. Oh, all right. Just get those refreshed there. All right, Kay. So let's take a look here. So Colby. What is going on with them? Let's see what their intentions are and next actions. And then, of course, we've got the what's going on behind the scenes with them too. So we'll take a look here at the physical human character. What are their intentions here towards you? All right. So we've got the 5 of cups here. Oh, yeah, I can understand that here. With the 5 of cups, it seems like they are more, they're in this process of changing and all of this stuff here, but yeah, we've got the 5 of cups is they kind of focus in on the lower energy. It feels like they kind of focus in on what's going wrong in their lives, and I feel like they kind of get consumed with what about me, and oh, this never happens to me, and it's like if you if you, like, got a promotion at work and you were like, "Oh my god, I got a promotion." They're like, "I never get promotions, blah, 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 blah." It's like, "Oh my god, can't you just be happy for me, not make it about you?" You know? I feel like there's that kind of energy that they're just kind of focused on what's going on in them. And I see here with the Judgment card with the double X is, double endings, double new beginnings. So I don't know if you have had a jump start with them, like back and forth or not. But definitely there's this transformation that's happening in this movement forward. I feel like with the butterfly, with the double endings and double new beginnings, it is this energy of, like, you when you were like, "Let's grow together, let's go into our cocoons," you're both caterpillars talking, and it's like, "Let's go in," um, we go in here, and we're gonna, evolve and be butterflies, and then we're gonna go fly and do different things. Like, "Okay," and then you go into your cocoon, and you go through the transformation, and you come out as the butterfly, and you still see them, this they're even a bigger caterpillar, and they're eating more leaves and stuff, and you're like, weren't you supposed to become a butterfly?" And they're like, I just decided not to," So, I feel like that there's this, you know, lack of wanting to change, lack of wanting to grow, and, like, this stagnation that's there. Because I feel like what you were wanting, which with all of this here is not what happened because the Six of Swords is about movement, leaving old ways of thinking behind and moving forward. And the Ace of Swords here is about saying things from a higher perspective and cutting away old ways and moving to Ten of Cups, which is emotional overflow and fulfillment and joy and togetherness. And, usually there's two people holding hands with children and rainbows, and it's just all that, and it just feels like, eh, you know, there was just no action, like you said, lack of effort. It just feels like it wasn't there, um, and that's kind of what this energy feels like with them here is that they're focused on themselves here. Yeah, and what was going on behind the scenes here is to clear up, kind of bring you clarity in your life here. The Innocence of Cups, here's the chalice, the Holy Grail. The Seven of Cups is when we're in our human caterpillar form, right? We've got all these choices, all this emotional confusion that comes in because we fear rejection. We fear losing conditional love. We fear failure, and so all of that creates all this types of emotions that were, I gotta, I gotta, and it's just I don't know what I want, and then but ultimately, this is the self love that turns us inward. So part of the higher purpose of this relationship with them was for them to turn you inward to show that the outward things really don't make you feel whole and complete, that they are empty compared to this Ace of Cups. This is where you get the 10-course meal that fills you up and allows you to feel full and feel this overflowingness of life where you find the fulfillment. But over here, this is like a 10-course meal with 2 desserts, and this is the outside world. 3rd dessert, 4th dessert, all these extra desserts. It's like a dessert bar, but it doesn't bring us our fullness here. And so part of what the reason why you were going through all this is to point you back to you, inward and upward, and then once that fills up, it changes your whole, way you look at it. You're not confused about what it is because you realize, "Oh, the outside world is not, a buffet that has all this, our fulfillment we're looking for. It's only a dessert bar." And so when you go in going, "Why are all the desserts? Where's the real food?" We're not disappointed anymore because we know when we go in to the dessert bar that's what we're going to have is dessert. We can always make room for more dessert, right? But we're not looking for it. And then if someone pulls away the seventh dessert and goes, "No, you can't have the seventh dessert," before we'd have been like, "No, don't do it." And now we're like, take it away. I'm full anyway. I'm all right. So full. So I feel like that is what is coming in here with this, um, this energy of why you guys were chose to be together, and how that interaction this lifetime was to turn you inward and upward. So I feel like this, like you said, you just ended it and you're like, yeah, I feel like you've learned that and you're realizing that they can't fulfill you and and you know, you're just like, I'm okay with that. I don't feel so. Um, you feel like the king of pentacles, the spirit of pentacles is the king, and it's like they're on this journey of finding their own worth in relationship to the outside world. That's, why you guys came in there together, is you were mirroring them, their worth, and they were mirroring you, the emotional unfulfillment. And so I don't feel like they'll come back in. I feel like they're more apt to go, "Oh, look what happened to me," and, um, they'll get attention from people, and I feel like they're just someone that focuses in on, like, their sorrow, and they can really milk it to get attention from people. "Well, she broke up with me," "Boo, boo, boo," and it's like, "Okay," the boohoo me. Yeah. So, that's the kind of energy that's coming in there. So I don't feel like they will come back because then, you know, that's gonna take away their opportunity to get some other attention, That's just the energy that I feel from this one anyway. But that's what's coming through, Kay, the boohoo me. So again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that, and, enjoy your adventure. I like it. All right, so Sylvia, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. And you wanna know business growth on TikTok after posting the video today. All right, let's take a look here and see what we've got going on here. All right. Thank you, love1234. I do show I got your PayPal and Julia yours as well. So you guys will be up next. Thank you. All right. Sylvia, let's take a look and see what's going on with the TikTok here. All right. I thought there was gonna be a little time kind of, icon here. So, I like the, TikTok, TikTok, this is like an hourglass, which is not like a TikTok watch, but it's time, it's time. And I feel like things are gonna be changing here. It's like, an hourglass once it's the stop, the red here is like the stuff that's been kind of paused has been dripping down, the sands through the hourglass here. And now it's time to turn it over, which green is go. And I like this because I feel like it is about to go to feel like a rebirth that goes through here, with your business. So it's a transformation. It's rising from the ashes like a phoenix with the death and the rebirth. It's, the phases that are here. So, I really like that. There is this change that's happening here, with it all. You have the Ace of Swords. So, uh, I feel like now that the creative juices are flowing here, the Ace of Swords, this is about new ideas and new communication. But I feel like there's new ways of sharing and communicating, that you will get to. So I feel like you're just going to have these ideas just popping, 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 as well, that just help the business and help that grow as well. So I like that. You definitely have the Lover's card and the Ace of Cups. So I like this because this is like, cheers, but there's this, emotional choicing that's coming in here, and, this is like I feel like this is relationship between you and spirit because this Ace of Cups also represents, self-love. This is like the relationship that you can have and develop with your higher self. Because I don't feel like this can mean partnership in the outside world, romance, blah 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 blah. But I don't feel that. I don't feel like it's. I feel like you are more, I would say, self-contained, where you're just like, you know what? I don't need a partner to help me. I'm going at this alone, in the out with outside world, in a way, but you are not alone. You have this wonderful source that you can connect with, and you're this chalice. You can have, spirit come in and fill you up and overflow out to the world. And so I feel like that this is them saying that you're not alone in this, that you can have this strong, strong relationship with spirit. And if you are unsure of something, you can ask for their support. They won't meddle in your life because they honor our free will and our power of choice. But if we, of our own free will ask them, going, hey, I like some ideas, or hey, can you help me with this? I'm unsure. Can you give me a sign, like what's for my highest experience, or because I don't know what to do? Definitely that. And then you can also ask them to bring in, can you draw in the customers? Can you draw in the audience that will, glean and learn and, have benefit from what I have to offer? And boom, it just, you know, we ask them and they're able to. They're always working on things we've asked them to do before we came down here. But while we're here, we can still have live support from them too. So I feel like they're saying definitely, tune in with them and they'll help you, with creative ideas because they're with the creator. They're very close to that creative force, and they are like our a link that we have to that creativity too. So we can ask them, hey, bring me some creative juices so I can think of even new ideas and new ways for TikTok, and for my business. And they you have a support team. They love you so much unconditionally, no judgment. They're just there, supporting you, and it's a multitude. So you're definitely not ever alone. So I like it for you, Sylvia. It seems like boom, things are going to, and I like that for you. So shake a bow bow. That's what they have. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And if you want to, you can share your TikTok in here in the chat. I'm okay with that. I won't ban you or anything. But I'm all here for all helping everyone, offer things. So if you want to put a little blurb on what your TikTok channel is about in the link, feel free to do so. I think it'll allow it in here. If not, put your TikTok name or whatever. I'm old, I call it the internet. I'm looking up things on the internet, on the web. All right. So, let's take a look here. All right. So actually, Julia came in first here. So Julia, um, you can put your question there, and then love 1 2 3 4. You'll be up right after that. And well, waiting for Julie to post her question, if unless you put it up above already. Scroll. Yep. Okay. So David's current feelings of your connection. All right. Thank you. I know. Thank you for doing that. You're like, bruddaZEN. Let's see what we got going on here. Feels like a dance. 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 2. Let's see what we got here. All right. Well, they are in hermit mode, aren't they? Because we've got I got the high priestess, of course, which is step back, really evaluating, looking at things, what's going on with them here. But we got a solid number. We got the 4 of cups, which shows that, they were bored with everything else they had in the past, and this is what they're looking for is this new love, so it's definitely there, but I feel like they're this high priestess, this evaluating, diving deep into themselves. They're really evaluating their life right now. And, this is definitely part of it. And so I feel like the 4 is a solid foundation. It's emotional stability. So I feel like they have a stable emotional intention towards you. Um, oh, well. Yeah, I don't feel like that's here. I feel like they're just reevaluating a lot of stuff in their life, but, I feel like this 4 is a solid number, so I don't feel like it's over because I feel like they're just looking, you know, backwards, like, inward because they also because it came out like this, like, those 2 cards and these 2 cards, Sage, looking inward, "Who do I wanna be? What do I truly want in life? Da 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 da." Number 5, they're going through this big transformation, but another 4. Because I'm feeling like, the top cards were them and the bottom card was their feelings towards you. Because 'cause they're, like, telling us what they're going through, but what their feelings are for you at the same time. And the 4 is a solid foundation in the outside world, looking at their worth, and so I feel like they're with those cards. Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a difference between giving them a space and ghosting them, right? So as long as you're still, expressing stuff and it doesn't hurt to send them a little thing of, are you excited about your trip? Or, ask them about themselves. I'm sure you'll get response then. Because not only do you have the high priestess and the sage, you have the hermit. So here they are hermiting, but they have the 3 of, pentacles, which the 3 of pentacles, again, is them seeing you in this light of that you are an individual that likes to be true to your authentic self, and you're like, "I'm me," and, um, it is your confidence is something that they have to get used to because they have not so little of it, but so little of it in comparison. Because I just feel like there's this, like, I am me and this is what I want. And, I don't care about what this people think or these people think. I don't care about if I lose that support or, if I piss that person off or they get angry, that's their choice. So you're not intentionally being a jerk to anyone. You're just living your life. And that is something that has really, I think, been a part of all of this, that they're like, well, I want to know who I am. I want to be my true authentic self, but all of my life I've been trying to be who everyone else wants me to be. And it's like they're going through this rebirth, like this I get to choose who I am. I feel like they were so miserable in their last marriage trying to be just who they thought they were supposed to be, and that's why they, like, put up with so much pain and suffering, so much in their life is because 'cause they're like, "Well, this is what I'm supposed to do, and I don't wanna I don't wanna disappoint my family or this or that or rah, 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 rah," and they just so much they've kept themselves in a cage, and the cage is opening up, and this is why I feel like a big part of their insecurities is that, wow, you are so confident, can I compete? Am I worthy of you? That's where their insecurities come in. So, um, I like the patience that you're giving them and space to grow and become who they are. But you don't have to, like I said, there's a difference between allowing them space, and it's all about energy and attitude of, like, you can be who you are, and I love who you are, and we're doing this, and we're like, uh, you know but you can still interact with them. You just don't have to try to control them and make them, "I'm gonna mold you to be who I want you to be," you know? You're like, "You're gonna be who you are," and I just am glad that I'm, able to witness your this rebirth you're going through, you know? So there's, that there, but I don't feel like, um yeah, I feel like they're in this readjustment of looking at their life with everything. But just allow yourself to be present, just allow yourself to um, still engage with them, because if you're afraid, well, I hope he doesn't think I've moved on. Well, just, reach out to him then. Send him a meme, send him a funny meme or wherever he's going and, you know, um, on his journey because he's going on a big long trip, just, hey, whatever, just don't make it so serious, allow it to be joy and allow yourself just to be a source of light and joy there too, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. And so depending on like what message and text and that type of thing. Um and there's a lot of people are a lot in their head right now too because of that Gemini new moon. So, that Gemini new moon, whoa my gosh, it sent a lot of people into their heads and that so, the biggest thing is not to have expectations and just allow, like you said, um to allow them to be where they're at, but you can still have your communication. And if you're leaving a message like, "Oh, well, yeah, so that's good there." And so if you called them a week ago and you talked to them during work, then that's good. So they're just like, that's the whole thing. You know, uh, a lot of from like a straight man's point of view, I always have to clarify that because it's like, oh, I talked to you the next day or a couple days later, so it didn't matter that I didn't, call you back or whatever because I talked to you in person, so I've connected with you, in death mode. Yeah. Well, you can definitely do more. Just don't expect anything from it, right? And that's our journey is like, well, I want to do more, but I want more from them. Oh, expectation, right? It's like, well, if we're afraid, oh, it'll push him away or he'll feel I'm smothering him or blah, 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 blah. You know what? That's the thing about you being true to your authentic self too with that 3 of pentacles is be you. Don't try to be who you think that they think you think, I think you should be. Just be you, and if it's too much for them, then that's your answer. That's what I always say is, like, I'm not going to dim my light and shrink for anyone, because if they can't handle it, then they've told me what I need to know. Boom. So, that's what they have, Julia. Be you, do what you wanna do, and if they can't take it at this time, it'll toughen them up. Alright. So so sorry. Uh, so that's what they have. So hang in there, Julia, hang in there. You're learning about yourself through all this too, right? It's wonderful. Alright. So that is what they have. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Asen, I do go down for the free readings in order, first come, first serve, but I do prioritize donations. And that's what I'm doing right now is I step out of the free readings to complete donations to honor the energy exchange. And then once I'm done, I go back and I go in order, first come, first serve. So if you do want to move up in line, you can make a donation of any kind. Otherwise, I'll eventually get down in the free readings, hopefully to where you're at. Okay. Alrighty. So, love 1, 2, 3, 4. You're up next. Hey, Nusa. So, number one. All right, let's take a look here. Interesting question. All right. And then number 2. Okay. Let's take a look at that. Number 2 and number 3. And number 4. All right. So we've got this Heart of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords. I'm just kidding. But this is the balancing of heart and mind. And so I like this, it's like um it's this balance. Yeah, I see a second one come in there too. So that's good. It's still working. And the 3 of Wands is, not the regular path, of, you know, because it's like, the 3 of Wands is like an alternate type of path, but I feel like it's balance. I feel like there's just kind of undefined and allowing themselves to be who they are, right? So I really like that. It's like it's just a balance of heart and mind. And so I just feel like with the 3, it's like, does it have to be one or the other? Can it just be what it is, right? And I feel not like a word fluid, but it's just we can love who we love, and we're attracted to who we're attracted to. So I don't feel like there's like, you know, one extreme or another with them. I feel like if there was going to be like, um one extreme, that they're not like in the middle, but they're more of what you've experienced. But I think everyone is, if you know what I'm saying. So um but I feel like they are on this, I'm more towards this end over here. All right. And then question number 2, uh, I don't feel anything shady here. I just feel like, there's this patience that's like seeing things from a different perspective. The transformation, I mean, we definitely have ending and new beginning here, nurturing. So, and we have the 5 of Wands that moves from something like that feels conflicting to something kinder. So I feel like it has to do with the energy you're putting off, because obviously, with one particular boss, they are reactive. So if you light a match, it's going to explode. But if you, um, it's like if like, you know what, I understand and I appreciate the opportunity. I learned a lot here, and I'm looking forward to the next part of my journey. They're just like, oh, okay, then it's gonna be wonderful. But if it's like, "Brah, brah, brah, brah," then firestorm. So that's what I feel, with that one. All right. Yeah. I like this. Are great things coming your way? The universe, victory, ending of old cycles, beginning of new ones, and the 9 of freaking cups, which is, one of the wish fulfillment cards. So I would say like this is definitely this abundance, this, emotional fulfillment. So this would be an absolute yes, that there's definitely great things coming your way. I like it. Leaving old world behind. It's like um, an explorer who is headed off into, like uh, Lewis and Clark across the United States. They're on this adventure, exploring new territory. It's like, woo! So yeah, I love that a lot. Um, so your second one, I know, my laugh. So temporal, I don't see, you've got the twos here. You got two twos, which is choice. It's like you can or you can't. It's like up to you. I feel like the timing, um, is kind of going to go pretty fast there. But, there is this, this is the energy, the power of, choice of what you're doing. So I like it. I feel like it's like, you can or you can't. It's not like faded. And so it's really up to you what you want to do with the time that you have in between. You get to choose where you invest your energy with those. So I don't feel like it's faded, and it's like totally in your hands with that one. So I like it. I like it. It could definitely be. So you may be just like, I have a week in between and I'm taking a vacay. So I like it. All right. And then your additional question came in too. So thank you for that additional donation there. And then LA, you are up next. So, oh, so let's take a look here. Yeah, I feel like they did here with the 7 of Wands. Normally, this is like, the I feel like they kinda shared here because this is what they shared. They shared the sun, the brightness, they're glowing, they're really enjoying it. They're talking about their world, this change of world that they're going through here, and the Six of Swords, which is movement of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, letting fears go, moving, 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 and movement too. So I like that. And I feel like with the Seven of Wands, normally the Seven of Wands is about, someone standing up on a hill and, other people are going, why you get to be happy, man? It's like I feel like they hung out with a bunch of single friends. There was a lot of single friends there. I feel like, if there was 7 friends, 5 of them were single and the other are in relationships, and they were like, "Oh, wow, we're so happy for you." And they're like, "Meh, meh, meh, meh," Um, which is alright, they're just like, "Well, hey, I deserve this." So I like it. I like it. It feels very positive what they shared, and um, you know, um, and I like that their friends razzed them. Come back and be miserable with us. Stop being so happy. Uh, I feel like that's the kind of friendships they have. Well, yeah, it's a brightness in there, but the sun also is just about joy and celebration and victory, and they feel like they're in a really good place in their life, and that you're a part of that, and they just feel like their world is changing, and they like where it's headed with the Six of Swords, and I feel like that's the kind of stuff that they shared. Um, I still feel like they're working out what they're wanting, and so they're they're not one. I feel like in the past they would have been like shared all their, this is what I want to do, and da 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 da, and then and then I want to do this, and it always, it's almost like they're like, "I don't wanna curse it," so, they're just like, "Okay, we're just, going to, share that this is who I'm at and this is where I'm headed. I'm liking where it's headed," but they're not, like, going, "Woo," big things, there. So that's what I feel is coming through there. Yeah, Jessica, I'm still taking donations, so donate away. Um, so that's what they have for you, love 1, 2, 3, 4. I like it, and again, thank you so much for your donation. Alright. So LA, you are up next, and then Red, you'll be up after that. So LA, you said, and what does Gus think of you so far after interacting with his staff more? And then your original question was up top. All right. So let's take a look here and see. So what personality traits did they like? And what does he think of you now that you've interacted with his staff more? Uh-oh. So what was his original impression and what is his impression now? Is that what you're asking? Uh-oh. Let's take a look. All right. So originally here, they had the Heart of Pentacles, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. They one thing they liked is how you protect yourself and you stand up for yourself and you nurture yourself and how you have this heart to help others too. Um, and the Two of Swords is how you have a good mind, but you also allow your heart to have a say so in what you're doing. So they like that you've got this fire in your belly, that you'll stand up for yourself. But that you're also intelligent, that you balance, you allow both your mind and your heart to have a seat at the table, not just totally logic without thinking about your heart and yourself, but also not emotional where it's all rage and pain and rah, you know, that it's like a good balance. And that's was the original perception. We will now see if that's changed. I'm just kidding. I know. Oh. All right. All right. Yeah. So we definitely still have here, we've got the emperor, which is you stand, the emperor makes the decisions based on themselves and they'll listen to advice, but they're not afraid to make their own decisions. And they realize it's my empire. I get to decide. I appreciate advice, but I also am going to make my decisions. And so there's the strength. So they see that has been confirmed. And the innocence of cups, they see that you have I feel like they see that you have more I'm gonna say more you've shared more of your heart, as you've interacted with the staff, where maybe in the beginning it was more, getting down to business, but I feel like you're sharing yourself more, that they've earned your trust a little bit, and so I feel like that's what's coming in there. Um There's here's the Hanged Man is the seeing things from a higher perspective, and the Moon card is which is about diving deep below. Again, Mother Luna, kind of energy here coming in, but they see it's like almost that they've seen you transform in a very short amount of time too. This is the cocoon, the transformation, and I feel like they see that even though they've only been interacting with you for a short time, that even during this time, they're just like, wow, look at I feel like you're growing at an exponential kind of pace, and they've noticed that too, which is great. But I like the Mother Luna, again, um, it's the allowing your emotions and allowing uh, you to share your emotions, but also they see you as someone that sees things from a different perspective, a higher perspective. And it's like, oh, okay, wow. So I like it. So yeah, good stuff. I don't feel like they're not like, oh my gosh, it's the devil lady. Everyone die, get out of the way, dragon lady's coming. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they're just like, wow. So I like it. All right. Thank you again for your donation. I know, right? So many blessings to you. All righty. Yeah, thank God it's not that. It's like, what was it? The movie Devil Wears Prada, whenever, um, she was coming into work, they were like, "Gird your loins, here she comes." Like, people, like, diving out of their way. It's not that at all. So I like it. All right. So up next, we have Red. So thank you, Red, for your donation. And you'd like a general read with the DW in you for July. All right, let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. All right. Wow, well, we definitely have movement that's happening here. I like that you've got I just put some of these cards back in and they came flying all out. But you got the sun and the moon, and I like this. It's like um, it's they're lunar partners, right? The sun and the moon, that's like it comes they are partners in a way, right? The beautiful reflection. This is rules the day, the light of the day, and this is the light of the night. And I like it. It's a wonderful, even though they're very different and they kind of rule different areas, they're very closely tied. And I like that here. We also have the movement of cups, which is a movement of emotion. So there is this, uh, changing of emotion, this drawing of emotion that comes in. And I said there's a lot of movement because you've also got movement of mind and movement of emotion in positive ways, I feel here. So it's just like old thoughts are dropping away, old emotions are dropping away, allowing for deeper and more open emotion, deeper and more open minds. And so I really like the energy that comes in here with this. It just feels very just I'm trying to think of a word. It just feels very kismet. I don't know why kismet, but it's like it just feels like there's this draw and that, the interactions between the sun and the moon are so powerful, and I like it. It just feels very, I don't know, faded. It just feels very by design, that's kind of the energy. Yeah, I love it. Let's see what else they have here. Maybe we have I want to pull a oracle card for you. I'm going to let you choose number one, two, three, or four red. Which one would you like? I like the dealer's choice. Not the dealer's choice. The um, I must feel like number one, since we uh, respect we have for one another. El numero uno. And Natalie, you'll be up here next. I'm just gonna take a quick sip here. All right, so yeah, we'll do number three. And that's the higher self oracle. So let's see what your higher self has here for you. The directions, the compass. All right. I love it. So it starts off with a quote from Rumi that says, "Your heart knows the way, run in that direction." So your spirit desires new experiences and inner growth at this point in your life and is calling for a new route on your journey. Which direction should you go? Your higher self holds the knowledge of what direction will support your dreams, provide opportunities, and lead you to your destiny. Your higher self wants to help if you will allow it. So you're being reminded that you can listen to the wisdom of your higher self or the voice of your ego when considering your path. Your ego will always be fear based. It instills worry and anxiety and will cause you to question your decisions. Additionally, your ego will have you overthink, and overthinking leads to analysis paralysis, self doubt, and inaction. Wow, what an accurate description of our ego. Your ego will push your mind into constantly assuming the worst case scenario as opposed to expecting the best case scenario. If you choose your ego, then indecision and confusion will accompany you on your journey. Yay. However, if you quiet the mind and tune into the wisdom of your internal guide or higher self, the answer will reveal itself. What does this particular guidance sound like? The voice of the higher self is positive, uplifting, and supportive. It comes from a higher intelligence that knows your true desires and which route to take to manifest them successfully. It will never mislead you, but will ask you to take bold steps with confidence and faith. Trust that this new direction will propel you into an exhilarating journey that will enable you to grow emotionally and spiritually. For further guidance, do some internal research and ask which way brings you the most joy? Which direction excites you the most? What excites you is usually in alignment with your core values and individual strengths. As always, a joyful emotional response is the right answer. Boom. I like it. Great choice. I'm glad you chose number three. That's so up there. Yeah. You are very welcome. Yeah, well, I feel like with what everything it just said here, you can choose the ego, which is the overthinking, analysis, paralysis, and all of that, or step forward, right? It's like step going and um follow your heart and follow the joy and all that, that's the proper response, right? So I feel that um that they're going through a big transitional period and all that, but you get to choose what it how it impacts you. So I like it. I don't feel any it's like if we tune into your ego, it's going to be it takes you down a rabbit hole of fear, and then what happens when we put our energy into the things we fear? We invite it in. When we focus on the gratitude and connecting to the higher self, like it was just talking about, then we draw in more things to be grateful for, and it transitions it, right? Yeah. Excellent. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's what we have for you, Red. Thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And Natalia. So thank you for your donation and need like a general reading. Let's see what spirit has for you right now. What guidance do they have? All right. All right. So it feels like that this is around partnership, or the lovers can be romantic, but it can be friends, family. It's relationship with others, even spirit, in if that applies. But the message that's here has to do with Innocence of Swords, which is Page of Swords. Seeing things from a new perspective, seeing things from a higher perspective. The Ace of Swords allows you to connect to the unconditional love from above, the capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love, which allows us to cut away the thoughts, the beliefs, and the mindsets that have made us feel restricted and small and trapped, and the fears of losing conditional love, the fears of failure, the fears of rejection, allows us to see things differently, and we're able to cut those away to bring us freedom. Eagles represent freedom, which is an amazing thing when it comes to emotional freedom here. And it's like escaping from the cage we have ourselves in so that we can fly free. So I feel like the message primarily for these two cards is look at what fears we have around whatever these emotional decisions we have to make and the emotional situations that we're in, and we can choose differently. Every moment, the Lover's card is like the Two of Cups too, which comes into the one of these next cards, which is that okay. They're like, bring in the card. Okay. So change the slide. So when it comes to emotional choices, we have the Five of Cups, which, so two cups here, this is like the power of emotional choice, like the Lover's card. And we come to a point in our life that we realize that, you know, in the beginning, the heart has these 3 cups that are spilt, which are the lower vibrational emotions that we're all taught that are rooted, like we talk about, fears of failure and rejection and losing conditional love and lower fears. It's our lower vibrational. We're taught focus on all of these, and we come down here to experience all of that. So neither is right, neither is wrong, but every moment is an emotional choice between unconditional love or fear, gratitude or victimhood. And we come down here to experience those. Again, neither is right, neither is wrong. But when we're ready, with higher awareness and connection to the unconditional love, we realize we're not trapped in just choosing these. Excuse me, we have the two choices that we can make. And I feel like that's what's happening right now is that there's this awareness and this, I can choose differently. I don't have to have mental choices like the story that I put to each moment, the energetic choice I make in each moment, the emotional choice, the actions. I get to choose that. I don't have to go based on all the popular opinion of what I've been told my entire life that it has to be, which comes in here with the King of Wands too. Excuse me, because the King of Wands, they, are able to really grasp that Ace of Wands and know that whatever they focus on is what grows and expands in their life. And so, like we talked about, if I focus on gratitude, I'm telling the universe, I am so happy when I'm able to be, be grateful for things. Can you bring more things into my life to be grateful for? They're like, sure. And when I focus in on like what I hate in my life, then I'm telling the universe, I really enjoy hating things in my life. Can you bring me more things to hate? They're like, sure. Or like, I enjoy missing things in my life. Can you make me miss things more and have even more things to miss? Sure. What Spirit showed me over the last few days is a new vision. I like to freshen it up every once in a while, which is good. And it's like, you walk into like a little kid walks into a donut shop and points, at a donut in the um, little case, and they're pointing, pointing, pointing. So the baker grabs all these donuts and says, "Okay, here you go." I'm like, I hate those. I'm like, why were you pointing at them? Point out what you love and I will bring you that. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense, right? So we stop pointing at what we don't want and we start pointing at what we do because that's always what is brought to us. So I like that. And you do definitely have this opportunity, the full card, which is an ending of old ways, and at the zero, it's the first card in the major arcana, which is this new adventure, this new joy that moves forward, right? So I really like that. There is this wonderful journey ahead. It's like a child who's free of a lot of the expectations. It's like I don't want to be enclosed. It's like it is like the eagle that's been caged and it's now allowed to fly free, like it's designed to do. And I feel like that's the message that's coming in here for you right now. I like it. Freedom. All right, Natalia, that's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. I appreciate it. All right. And Jessica, thank you so much for your Cash App donation. I appreciate you. And let me take a look here. And Brittany, thank you for your donation. You'll be up in just a moment. Let me see here, Jessica. If you okay, there you go. So, how does Elton feel towards you at this time? All right. So let's take a look here and see what is going on with Elton. All right. Let's see what we got here. Elton is a little perplexed, it appears. You're like, no kidding. Because we've got here, I mean, there's such this, we've got the Sun card here and also is it the King? No, it's the Heart. So it's the Queen of Wands, which makes sense too, because the Queen, you know, um, all the queens have a second portion of emotion, and the Sun card, even though this is like fire, 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 this being Leo energy, it has the little inner child that's also interacts here. And the Queen of Wands, even though it's fiery and they roll over fire, they have this emotional undertone. So there's all these emotional undertones that are going on here. They want to express their brightness and they want to have this movement. But I feel like because of the past here, they've got the Seven of Swords, which represents thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets, but these are their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made them feel restricted and cheated them out of things, and the thievery and deception. They had people that were deceptive and stole things from them in their life before. Like they might have felt like their heart, well, I mean, they definitely felt like their heart was stolen and pierced before. And this is what keeps this dimmed. It's like you can see the brightness trying to come through, trying to bust through the clouds, but it just feels like it's um just so dimmed and so turned and contained instead of being able to be expressed. So I feel like there is this emotion, there is this that's there, but I feel like they've got so much that they can move past here, because like showed this already. You got the Three of Swords, which represents heartbreak and disappointments, where they feel like their heart is unsafe. They have this Eight of Cups, which I feel like they're trying to move past old emotions that no longer serve them. And there's this they're trying to move into emotional wish fulfillment, but I feel like they're struggling with letting go of old feelings and old thoughts and old um, emotional baggage there. And they are trying. I mean, they're on this journey. The King of Pentacles is about trying to find their worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. So they definitely have this journey that they're on. And you know there's this just the past has had such a strong hold on them. I feel like they're struggling here. We'll take a look here. I'll pull a couple extra cards here for the, is it in your highest experience to let them go? Yeah. You got the Tower card, which is, there's this things that are removed out of your life are removed out of your life for you to create the space for something more aligned with you and to clear things out of your path so you can go in the direction. I mean, they definitely came into your life on purpose, for a purpose. Everyone does. There's no, oops, this person accidentally fell into my life. Spirit, what happened? Oops, sorry, I took my eyes off and they slipped in. Sorry, there's never that. So they definitely have a purpose that they were showing you. So whatever mirror you saw when you looked in there, like what you felt like they weren't able to give you, it allows you to see, oh, okay, so I need to give that to myself. How can I give that to myself? Like where you feel they like failed, it's like, well, they can't give us that stuff. They're everyone always 100% successfully represents a mirror for us. That we can always guarantee. Even though they fail at everything else, everyone's always a perfect mirror. And so whatever comes up within us, we can go, okay, how did they fail me? Let me look on how I can give that to me, because that's what they were trying to show us, right? So that's what I feel is coming in there. But I feel like you can let go from them unless you want to, stare into the mirror a little longer and go, yeah, let me see what are you showing me about myself? And then you're like, okay, I'm done. So that's what I feel is coming in there, Jessica. So Hang in there. I like what's, your future holds because whenever we have these mirrors and these stepping stones, it's another stepping stone toward where we're wanting to be later in our life. But enjoy the journey for sure, of course. All right. So that's what they have for you, Jessica. Many blessings to you. And again, thank you for your donation. All right. And Brittany, thank you for your donation. And what do your spirit guides want you to know? All right, let's take a look here. You are very welcome, Jessica. All right. One and two, and then this one, and then this one, and then oh, that one, but this one first. All right. Let's see what this puzzle is here that they have here. Okay. 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 All right. And then I feel like we will do an oracle card. So, um, Brittany, you have a choice of 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I'll let you choose which number stands out for you. And that will be the outcome of this here. Oh, thank you. Boom, boom. And that is the Prairie Majesty Oracle. I don't know. I guess it's the prairie. My southern experiences in Texas when I was for part of my life comes out. It's like, all right, here we go to the prairie. All right. So your first message here, it starts off like the Seven of Pentacles. And I feel like you're like, oh my God, not a patience card. Well, thankfully, the card that comes after here shows that the waiting period is coming to an end. The Seven of Pentacles normally is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, where you're about to have fruit that comes in here. Because you got the Wheel of Fortune, a 10, endings and beginnings coming. So, whatever has been waiting for the harvest, here comes the fruition of it. Because 10 is like, the ending and beginning happening. It moves from the 10, 1, 0 to get rid of the 0 to the 1. So, it's this new beginning that's unfolding. And I like the Wheel of Fortune because truly everything that happens in our life does happen for us. Just sometimes our human has a hard time getting on board with that, going, how is that for me? But this with the Wheel of Fortune, it's the tune of for you, the for tune, to where even your human is like, yeah, this is for me for sure. Because along with this Wheel of Fortune, you have another 10, which is the 10 of Swords. The little poor rat or mouse is not dead. These are just all of the expectations that you were trying to live up to before that have got to the point of exhaustion, where you're just like, I'm sick and tired of trying to do what everyone else wants me to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And then whatever this change is, this ending and beginning that you've been waiting so patiently, to come in to happen, is happening. It's here it comes. And a lot of this, the reason why is because you've been letting go of a lot of the fears of failure or rejection or losing conditional love, and it's bringing this freedom. Part of this too is this Eight of Cups, which you have been leaving behind emotions that no longer serve you as well, and even probably relationships like friendships or even romantic, or even family or workmates or whatever. You have been choosing you, and these uh I like that the guilt isn't there of like, I've known that these have, served their purpose. We've gone the route, we've run the race together, but now I'm headed off in this direction, and it's okay for me to not invest in these anymore. And I feel like some of these, you didn't even have to send them a termination notice in the mail or anything. A termination text. We are no longer friends. Boop. This is like you just stopped investing energy into it because you're the one that did so much of the work with them. That I like this release, a release of so many thoughts. So you have a lot of mental energy back, and a release of so much emotion. You have a lot of emotional energy that's come back to you. which is allowing you to change directions by your choice in your life. You got the 3 of Wands, which means, you were headed in a direction and you, are going, "Well, I'm gonna go off this way. This is where I was headed," but now with all this new energy and information and experience, you're like, "Well, I know when I was gonna get to this point, I was gonna continue to go this way, but I'm going this way now." And I like this choice that you're taking and that you're moving forward with. I feel like whatever conflict was going on here in communication or the battle of the mind that was going on, that this is changing. The 5 is the number of change. With the 5 of swords, you're letting the old ways of thinking go, and this is allowing you to make this forward movement because you're seeing things from a higher perspective with the ace of swords. And where your human was in battling with your heart, like your mind and your logic was in battle with your heart, the heart has been able to win now, and you're able to not just feel like you're existing, but you're feel like you're moving, taking steps towards living, which I like. And then let's take a look here. Oh, and you got the honeybee is your oracle here with sweeten. Life is sweetening. I love the sun victory card in the tarot. And then what is mine to share? I like it. This is the blue. So let's take a look here for the honeybee. Let's see what message that brings you here. So, honeybee is a giver. Like a needle pulling thread, she buzzes from flower to flower, sewing tiny, perfect stitches in the fabric of life. Her gathering of pollen and nectar ensures food for many, including us. With other workers, she also produces an astounding amount of honey, more than the hive needs. Rich, sticky, and treasured, this amber sweetness never spoils. I love honey. Stepping into honeybee energy offers more possibilities than hexagons in honeycomb. Depending on today's circumstances, the influence of her generous spirit may express differently. At one end of the spectrum, your cup may be overfull in a material or metaphysical sense. No need to overthink the release of your honeyed surplus. The spillover will happen organically at this vibration if you choose it. Fly with honeybee, spreading gladness in the ways that come naturally to you. I like this because at the other extreme, you might feel emptiness, even despair. I feel like this is the existing where you came from. And when the sweetness of life feels like a trick, being told to share, it can feel like censor. But that is not honeybee's way. Listen for her hum as she keeps you company in the dark. Ask her to help you see the threads connecting all of us to life and to each other. Feel the golden strands inside you, filaments of faith and abundance twisted together in ready supply. Your umbilical cord to the Great Mother is there this certainty. And then you may also wish to consult Prairie Mound Ant, with whom honeybee shares a colony structure. Insects have much to teach us if we let them. I like it. Yeah, the honeybee. So that's where I feel like you're moving from a place where you felt like um, dark and like existence and emptiness. But now you're entering into this brightness where you just are feeling like your life is beginning to fill up and overflow like the honey. And part of the living is about how instead of trying to exist and do what everyone else has wanted you to do, I feel like with the honey here, with the bee, it's you doing uh, what you love, what makes your heart sing, what brings you joy. And I love that. There was something I was reading this morning that talked about when we're living, like living our dreams. And this is what came through. It's like, what makes your heart sing? What fills your heart? Do more of that. And that's what I feel like is the message here is it's time for you to do more of that. And that allows you to fill up. And the honey to flow over. And I love that your donate your like your super chat is like golden yellow and like honey and the sun, like the card there. I mean, it looks when I hold it up to it, it's like the same colors. So I love it. Love it, I love it, I love it. But this is I like this is what spirit is saying is it's time for you to live, it's time for you to express it, leaving all of this stuff behind, and I love where you're headed. So I like it, I like it, I like it. And that's what they have for you, Brittany. So thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that, and I'm excited for this buzzing adventure that's headed your way. Absolutely, my pleasure, and thank you again for your donation. All right, so I think that's all my donations for right now. I want to make sure I'm not over skipping anybody. All right, and we shall go to the top. We had left off with Kritika. So, Kritika, you want to know what is coming in love for you? You're single currently. All right, so let's take a look here and see what does Spirit wants you to know here. So, you got the Justice card coming in here, and you know, there's this wonderful freedom that comes with the Justice card. Going up 11, 11, 11, 111. It's spirit showing you that progress. You're moving further and further and further into this higher love because, the scales here, we always start off way out of balance, right? We've got all this weight of all the scales are the unconditional love and the conditional love of the human world, unconditional love of the higher realms. We're inundated and loaded up with all the fears, fears of failure, fears of rejection, fears of losing conditional love. All that's, we're way out of balance. And then we are introduced to the Ace of Swords, which we're introduced slowly to this wonderful unconditional love, a love without condition from the spirit world. What? Eternal? What? And we're like, that sounds so free and so delicious compared to this, all these fears that we experience. So we start learning more about the higher love and it starts bringing it down like this, right? Slowly, because we're having to load up a lot to balance off all that. And so what helps though is that Ace of Swords is a double-edged sword. Not only allows us to connect here, but it allows us to start removing these small t truths off of that scale. Those supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that we were given so much in our life, that make us feel restricted and all that we've been told that we have to be who they're supposed to be in a relationship, how a relationship is supposed to be, how love is supposed to work, how I'm supposed to be, blah, 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 blah. It's just like all these restrictions, right? So as we add more on here and we're getting rid of more of those, it moves faster to come into balance. And maybe even it's okay if we go out of balance this way, right? But I feel that's what's coming in here is that part of this journey, part of this process is letting go of so many of these um, anchors that we have that are weighing us down, these fears we have, these beliefs that we have, because that's all the swords are thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, expectations. And I like the more that we clear that off and the more balancing, we're we're raising our love vibration from a low vibration to a higher vibration. And so there's this movement that happens, and that's what's happening. It's like things are kind of paused because if we continue to do and believe what we've always done, we're going to continue to draw in and receive all of this from the outside world, right? And we're going to continue to draw in the lower vibrational things, but they kind of just pause things so that we can raise our love vibration, and then that'll speed things back up, and we'll start drawing in a higher love instead. So that's what's coming in for you, Kritika, right now regarding love, which is good because we don't want to keep getting what we always got, right? So it's like, I'll accept a pause for now. Let me raise my love vibration, my self love, right? All right. So that's what's coming in there. So many blessings to you. All right, Cambria, thank you so much for your donation on Cash App. And let's see, I don't think I saw a question come through on there. So if you want to ask your question, or I'll scroll up here to see if you asked it already. If not, pop it down below and we will go to your question next. You just scroll. I don't see anything there. And Dijona, you'll be my next free reading up. All right, I don't see a question from you, Cambria. So if you want to pop it in there, we will prioritize that next. Just for the sake of time, I am going to complete Dijona's free reading. And then once you post your question, I will go to it. All right, Dijona, so you want to know, what does Spirit want you to know right now? All right, so you got the Hierophant coming in here. A number of change. I feel like there's like 5 people here, and 50. I see 5 and 15 on my screen too. So this 5 number, really you have this significant changes that are unfolding in your life. And it's like your higher self has invited you into this maze of getting to the center to find out who you truly are. What do you truly want in life? So a lot of capital T truths are being introduced here. And there's this energy around it of revelations, of significant ahas coming. And I love the sorting. They're showing me the Harry Potter sorting hat. If you've watched it, of course, it's like determining where you're going to go. But I like it because um, you know, if you've seen the movie Harry Potter, when they put the sorting hat to see what house he's going to go to, he's like, not Slytherin, not that, not that, not that. And he goes, are you sure? You could do quite well. And like, all right, then here. And I feel like it's like showing you that you have so much of a power of where you end up, in that it's not like, well, what do you want me to be? They're like, what do you want to be? I don't know. What do you want me to be? I don't know. What do you want to be? What do you want me to be? What, it's like realizing I get to choose that and there's no wrong choice, but it's this discovery, this scavenger hunt to find out who you want to be. So I do like that for you, Dijona, and that's what they're wanting you to know. That there's no wrong choice, but you're on a scavenger hunt, and it's okay to enjoy the journey of discovery. It's a maze. It's not work. It's an adventure. And I like that for you. So that's what's coming through right now for you, Dijona. So many blessings to you. And all right, Cambria, thank you so much for your question there. And Lilac Rooms, you'd be my next free reading. All right, Cambria. So you'd like a financial reading for the next 2 months. You've been struggling a lot. All right. Let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit wants you to know here around your finances here for the next 2 months. Okay. Okay. Well, I definitely see here, there's this, we have victory here, which it's like they're saying, there is this victory assured. You are seen. You're not forgotten by the spirit world. You do stand out, and you are supported. I like that. You've got the Knight of Pentacles, which the Knight of Pentacles is pursuit of abundance, of our worth. The Knight is the slowest moving knight out of them all because it's the outside world, right? So it goes slowest, but they do have this quest, which is really what is standing out here, which is the quest for seeing your worth differently in relationship to the outside world. So part of the struggling does have to do with a sense of worth and how you see yourself. So this knight is in the pursuit of that. um I like that you also got here 2 10s, which is endings and new beginnings. Wheel of Fortune is like, especially since we're talking about financial, this is great because there is this changing that's coming here, this changing and unfolding of things that are coming here. The 10 of Swords is an ending and a beginning, but it is about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And the 10 of Swords has this energy of, they're usually it's someone laying down on the ground with 10 swords stuck in their back. They're not dead, they're just exhausted, trying to live up to everyone's expectations, all those, supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts that come in life. And they're just like, I can't do it anymore. I give up. And that's that giving up. That's where the freedom comes in, because you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to, um, invest so much of my energy in my life and trying to make everyone else happy. I'm getting into, what do I want for me? What do I want for my life? And it's this readjustment. And again, this freedom that comes in with all this. And that's what helps bring in your Wheel of Fortune here, because the Wheel of Fortune is telling us that everything that happens in life does happen for us. That's the tune of for us, the tune of for you, right? And just sometimes our human has a hard time seeing that. Like when we struggle with finances, it's like it's a message of the universe. They're like, okay, you wanted us to have you struggle so you could see what's at the core, what's really going on inside, right? And it's like this. That's where we're like, well, I'm trying to do too much. I'm going to cut some stuff out of my life so that and not trying to define myself by how I'm meeting these expectations for all these people of all this stuff. And I'm standing more for me. And in doing that, that transforms and changes the energy too, which I like. The at first, I could have swore this was the 10 of Wands. This is what they showed me in my head when it came there. I'm like, oh look, it's the 10 of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. And the 10 of Wands message that they wanted me to bring forward is what we focus on is what grows and expands as well. And something that can happen here, I mean, you've got this possibilities here, the Knight of Pentacles pursuing and obtaining, strong abundance in the outside world, money, feeling of wholeness, whatever it may be in the outside world. The 10 of Wands, though, tells us that what allows it to flow easier and for the wheel to turn faster is by where we're investing our energy in each moment. And you'll hear here on the channel a lot, Spirit brings through, because it's such an important power we have is our energetic choice in each moment. So if I begin focusing on gratitude for what I have in my life, I tell the universe that enjoy being grateful for things. Can you bring me more things to be grateful for? And they're like, yes. But if I'm focusing and like, if I'm like, oh, I'm missing, I don't have enough. If I feel like I'm missing in my life, then I'm telling the universe, I really enjoy feeling like I'm missing things. Can you bring me more things to miss and make me miss the things I am missing even more? They're like, yeah, because we're telling them this is what I enjoy. It's like when you go in like a little kid, this is what they've been saying lately, which I love this visual. Little kid going into a donut shop, pointing at some donuts in the glass case, going, you know, like this. And the baker goes, all right, packs up a dozen of them, go, here you go. I'm like, what are you doing? I hate that. And they're like, why are you pointing at it? Well, oh, they're like, point at what you love, and I will bring you more of that. And that's what I feel spirits wanting to know here, that this is part of how you can transform the your abundance and your finances, is begin to focus on what you do want in your life and not focus on what you fear is missing or won't come in, or what you hate, all that, because we're just saying, I want more of that, and it's like, no, 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 I want more of this. And so I feel like that's a big message coming in here, but definitely I feel like it's headed your way, but if you want it to come in faster, whatever you focus on is what will come in faster for you. So that's what's coming in for you, Cambria. I like it. I like that the power is in your hands, not someone else's. All right. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. All right. And love 1234. It looks like PayPal is still going at a wonderful pace here, because I did get your email. So thank you for your donation. And you lied. You're welcome, Cambria. All right. All right. Let's take a look here and see if it will be within that range here. Anything else? Okay. Wow. I feel like with the 9 of Pentacles, which is, feeling whole and full within yourself here, and the 6 of Cups, which the 6 of Cups represents like this balanced emotional energy coming in here. I'm almost feeling like over the moon, but it's the sun, but over the moon. I just feel like this 9 of Pentacles is like a wish fulfillment card regarding funds here. So I feel like that is a positive yes, that'll be the range of which in which it comes in here. With I know, right? And I feel like it's with it's funny because they're showing me that's with benefits and other things included. It's like, oh, so that's not like just the, you know, um, the money in hand. It's like, no, this is including, you know, profit sharing and this and this and this and this. It goes up into this range. You're like, okay, that's good for beginning. But that's what I feel is coming in. So I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So yeah, positive yes. So that's what they have. Nothing else. So many blessings to you and thank you for your additional donation. Cha-ching ching ching. Here we go. All righty. And I think that was all my donations for now. All right, so we'll scroll back up and we left off with Lilac Rooms. Hello, hello. See, what does Spirit have to tell you about the stuck energy that you're currently experiencing? All right. Be patient with it. Whenever we get a temperance, card like a patience card, I feel like this is like a patience, but also I love the colors in here. But the cup, with it going back and forth, it is each moment. Don't feel like the moment is wasted. That things aren't stuck; they're just flowing, and you're used to the flow. Um, well, I feel like maybe things have slowed down, but they're not like stuck and stagnant. It's like if you've ever been driving like 80 miles an hour on a freeway for hours, going somewhere and you have to stop and get gas and you have to exit and you go down to 50 miles an hour and 40 and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going at a snail's pace until you like have to stop at a stop sign. And you're like, whoa, like life is suddenly, then you really realize what stopping is. But I just feel like it's slowed down from 80 miles an hour down to 30. And a piece of why this is happening is whenever we have the slowness, it's like it's a great opportunity for us to see something. Usually it's about something that's allowing us to increase our self-love and dump some sort of old ways of thinking that are restrictive, that are rooted in fear, or old emotions that no longer serve us. It's usually like there's like, okay, slow for a moment, and they're like, see right here, see what's going on. This is something that you can release to help you raise your vibration so that you can, draw in more higher vibrational things. So whenever we have like it feels like, I feel like it's like stepping through mud. It just feels like it's such an effort. It feels like everything has slowed down. It's because it has. And so we can take a deep breath, step back and go, all right, what do you want me to see? Bring it to me so that I can transform it so we can get back on the freeway, chop chop. But that's what's coming in here, Lilac. So hopefully that helps. But that's what's happening. You're not stuck. It hasn't like you're not stopped at a red light waiting for it to turn green. You just have exited and it's got from 80 or 100 miles an hour down to 30 miles an hour, and it'll speed up again as soon as you've made the turn of where you're turning in your life in this moment. So that's what they got for you. So many blessings to you, Lilac. Hopefully that resonates there. All right. Let's see here. Love. What do you see here? See which transferable skills they have to get higher paying jobs. All right. Yeah. Show us the money. Or transferring to do things that you love, right? Absolutely. That's like the message for today was like, what do you enjoy doing? What fills your heart? What makes your heart sing? And do more of that. Because money won't make you happy. But we like to try that out for sure. But because billionaires kill themselves, millionaires committed suicide because they're not finding what they need on the inside. They were just thinking this is what's going to make them feel full. But I like the message that came through earlier about what do you love? What fills your heart? Do more of that because why exist when you can live? So I like that. But thanks for sharing that too, because that's great to know that some people will feel very low about themselves and feel, well, this is all I can do. It's like you learn so much, especially retail and dealing with customers, people skills. Oh my God, right? All right. So, Dollface Diva, you're up next. What does Spirit want you to know at this time? All right, let's take a look here. Wow. So you have the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like you get different messages. They kind of rotate through because this one is about this abundant feeling coming up into your outside world here. This feeling of fullness and wholeness, whether it's with family and full, but this is definitely on the horizon and there's some transformation around this that's coming in too. The key is really standing out here and I feel like you're getting some huge keys of wisdom that come with this feeling of wholeness and fullness, and whether it is relationship or marriage or children or abundance, it's like this overflowing feeling. There's also the 10 of Pentacles talks a lot about the family tree and ancestors. So if you've been being drawn to connect with your ancestors too, look into that, draw into that. If you have meditation or prayer, just ask them because we don't um you know we live multiple lifetimes and we don't like stay within the same ancestry, like I'm always within the same family tree. No, we jump and we jump and we jump because all our ancestors have this, our blood, our energy, they have all this wisdom and knowledge, and we like to go like to each of the family trees, because there's really not as many as we think there are. When we look at how everything started from so few people to create all these billions of people, it all started with a very few. And so our ancestry can go back to these ancestral lines and we learn and grow through those. So it'd be interesting for you to tap in and ask the ancestors of your current bloodline, what did you want me to learn? What did you glean that I can bring into this lifetime? So I like that for you. That's what they would like you to know right at this time, Delphi Steva. So many blessings to you. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so I didn't mean to insinuate that you were saying for people to chase money. I'll just clarifying. Just clarifying. All right. Marie Jones. Hello, hello. Career reading, please. Let's take a look here and see what they have. C loves advice below. Yeah. Well, here we go. Princess of Cups. So this would be kind of what we were talking about here just a moment ago about, Princess of Cups, Page of Cups is about seeking something that you love, something that brings your heart joy, something that fills your heart and to go forward. I feel like with this new moon, this is about changing direction, changing positions, changing, of what you're doing in something more in alignment with, like love 1 2 3 4 said, with you have all these skills but also match those with your heart And it's like you have this, don't limit yourself. Don't think, well, I couldn't do that. It's like if your heart and your skills and all that just come all together to move forward, it's like do it, right? It's time to step out and step forward, and you don't have to stay in your own lane. Like they say, stay in that lane. And it's like, no, I can go all over the place. Get out of my way, because you have the ability to do so much. And I feel like they're saying it's a time for a new adventure, a new avenue that you can go on. So I like that for you, Marie. That's what's coming in for you right now. All right, Anya Ohuya, you want to know what is Aquarius's next actions? Let's take a look here. Well, we do have the Ace of Pentacles, so I feel like there is this new opportunity that's coming up for you guys to interact. It's also there's this transformation that I feel they're in here with the Ace of Pentacles, which is they're looking at their worth and relationship to the outside in a different way. So I know I'm an Aquarius. We always usually appear quirky anyway, but I feel like they're extra quirky than normal because I feel like they're doing some what do you call it when you remodeling remodeling of their inner worth, and that they're changing things and they're changing directions. So if they feel a bit more off than normal, it's because of that. I do feel like there's an opportunity for you guys to hang out, but I feel like you notice like what's going on with you. You're weirder than normal, and it's like, oh, I'm just got a lot on my mind. Aquarians are air signs. Got a lot on my mind. I'm doing a lot of reevaluation and things of their life. So if you pick that up, that's what's going on there. And just stand clear of the steam coming out of their ears so you don't get burned. All right. That's what's coming in there for you, Anya. So many blessings to you. You're welcome, Marie. All right. And then Daisy, you are up next. So any upcoming blessings that Spirit wants you to know about right now? All right. Well, you have the King of Cups. King of Cups is balancing of the heart with the mind. And I like this because it just feels like this wonderful, just it's a nice transformation. It's like a beautiful circling. It almost reminds me of like a yin yang here. From a distance. Oh yeah, it is. I thought it was two whales, and it is. So you've got this beautiful spinning, this beautiful depth, but you're also bringing in a lot of your mind here. And it just feels like a wonderful balance that's happening. And we like that. It's not like there's not extreme emotion, there's not extreme overthinking. It just feels like a wonderful dance between your heart and mind that's coming in here. Um, and if you go earlier in this, I think it was in the very beginning, one of the first readings had things about dreams in it too. I think it was one of the first oracle that I pulled earlier in the readings. Wonderful talks about dream journals and those things. I believe it was Always Victory's reading. Yeah, because I think they asked for an oracle, and it did talk about dreams. Um, but it's about dream journals and how dream time can be so impactful, and we can use the dream time. So if you want to know more about your dreaming there, definitely check out I think it was Always Victory. They're reading it's within the first couple readings in the beginning of this session. It'll talk to you more about that. A lot of it is, though, I think I mentioned, like, it's how you feel in the dream that is so important, because we'll have a lot of cast of characters that our brain will assign, but a lot of times it's us taking the form of another character, but it's the emotion that we are experiencing that's important. The feeling that's coming out is trying to tell us something. So if that helps there, Daisy. But I love this balancing coming in. Very much a blessing for you. So it's like, enjoy this pocket of balance before you fall off into the water, right? It's like surfing. Enjoy while you're riding the wave, because in a moment, off we go into another adventure, right? So that's what they have for you, Daisy. So many blessings for you. All right. Whoops. All right. So double, triple, quadruple X. You'd like to know what's coming in for you. Let's take a look here. So we got the Nine of Swords, and this is not as bad as it seems, because the Nine of Swords is our thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets. And though it represents like insomnia and nightmare card, and I think they even have like a dream catcher here, it's a great card to come up because it's like you're almost to the point of letting go. The 10 9 is really like the ending of these nightmares, the ending of this overthinking. The 10 is the releasing, though, where you're like so close to being exhausted from trying to live up to a lot of expectations in an area of your life, that this is you're letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and expectations that don't serve you anymore. And it brings freedom because it allows you, instead of living in this perpetual fear around something, it brings release and it brings freedom and allows you to go and have rest and have peace of mind, but allows you to step forward guilt free and stress free in an area of your life. So I like this. So whatever has been coming up, especially if you're dreaming, it seems like dreaming is a big piece of today's messages that have come in here and there. Just really look at the emotions that are coming in there. If you need a dream catcher, you can make one. Just put a dream catcher up to help you with your energy. Capture your dreams. What are they trying to tell you? What is on your mind when you're going to bed? What things are coming up in your dreams? Then what's the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning? That can be very revealing for you, and where you can have some freedom come about as well. So that's what they have for you. Double, triple, quadruple X. So many blessings to you. And Angelique, you are up next here. So what is coming towards you? Let's take a look here. You have the Seven of Wands. I like this. There's this opportunity for you to express yourself and to step forward. I love that this card shows like the sun, because the sun shines. Does not ask permission to shine. It just does. And if people can't handle it, then they can step off into the shade, right? Um, Other people might be like, "Why are you shining so bright? You're making me feel low." And we're not. It's like if anyone ever tells you you're intimidating, it's like, no, you are intimidated. That's going on inside of you. That's not me, So it's like you shine bright, you be yourself, you allow yourself to express yourself, and don't fear. People that feel low about themselves will always point out things on other people and say, "Come back down here, be miserable with the rest of us. That way I don't have to see the contrast between my misery and your joy." But allow it to shine, allow yourself to be there, because that does serve a purpose for them. Just don't allow it to impact your light. So I like that for you, Anjali. That's what is they have for you, some great joy. So don't dim your light as you step into that. All right, Cheery, you are up next. So what did he think when you leaned on them? Oh, you don't think he even realized it, huh? Yeah, I don't think so. King of Swords, off in their head. They're off thinking, thinking, thinking. It feels very uh, well, I mean, you want to know what they thought. They're off in their head overthinking all the time anyway. So they're off just in their mind thinking about things, but I don't feel like they even noticed it, like you said. It just feels like they're so caught up in their mind that they don't pay attention to a lot of the physical world, emotional world. They're just kind of always, what? What did you say? Because they're all off here, off in this thought world all the time. So I feel like you're right. I don't think they even realized it. All right, Jerry, that's what they have for you. So many blessings. And Lynx Lee, you're up next here. You want to know Pisces feelings and next actions towards you. Well, we've got the star card. Wish fulfillment, dreams come true. So I feel like the Pisces emotions towards you feel like a lot of what you're hoping, because this is the card of hope. A lot of it is what you are hoping it will be, and the next actions, a lot of them are what you hope they will be. Of course, there's not 100%, but I feel like there's like this wonderful brightness around this, and I feel like there is some hope that's in there, and they have some of the emotions, and they will have some of the actions that you're wanting to. And I feel like it's with the star card. I feel like it's going to be here within the next. It's the card number 17. And at first I was thinking it's not within the day, it's not within 7 days, it's not within eight. So it's within the next couple weeks, within 17 days, you're really going to start to see the emotions expressed and the actions. It's just taking time for the Pisces fishy to get to the surface where you can see them. But they're headed towards you. I'm hearing the Jaws theme. All right. Well, that's what they have for you, Linksley. So many blessings to you. All right, Goldie. So you said Aquarius likes you. Their thoughts towards you. All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know. We just had the Aquarius card with the star card come out. Well, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is about movement coming in the outside world and a movement up or out. It's the Eight of Pentacles is like, putting in the blood, the sweat, and the tears into something like a relationship. And the wheel starts to spin kind of like the Wheel of Fortune, which brings things forward, but it doesn't allow things to stay the way they were. It's like if you were on this path, it either has to go up or down. So up or out, it's like it has to get closer or it has to, end, because the things that have been happening, the things that have been unfolding, it is, they can't stay the way they were. Things need to increase or decrease. It can't stay, copacetic, whatever that word is, steady where it's at. So I like it. I feel like it's usually the Eight of Pentacles is flowing, it's positive. But if it's you that's been doing the work, it can sometimes be that you choose, like, I can't stay where I'm at now. You either need to come with me. It's like a butterfly transforming from a caterpillar, and the other person, it's like you either have to become a butterfly with me or we have to go our separate ways because I'm not going to carry you. You never see a butterfly carrying a caterpillar. It's like you either have to become a butterfly with me so we can fly, because I'm not walking as a butterfly because that just looks silly. And I'm not definitely not carrying a caterpillar because you're too heavy. So in order to go where I'm going, you also need to do this. So I like this energy because it feels for you and it feels flowing. But that's what's coming in right now for you, Goldie. So many blessings to you. All right. Yeah, Kritika, your reading was all right. Shane, hello, hello. You are up next. So, should you just move on from R? Well, you got here, which the Sun card does show. Well, there's usually a little baby, the little child self, the Leo child self, which is on a horse escaping from the walls of the garden. And it's fire, it is movement. And so when we're asking, should I move? Should I have movement? Yes, this would be a affirmative, and it's for your highest experience, as well, for, for movement. So that would be, yeah, because there's a little baby. There's the child stuff. I didn't even see him hidden in there. Let's see here. But it's, yeah, I definitely feel like it's a movement forward. Come on. Please. There it goes. Little baby to baby. So I do feel like there's a movement that's indicated by that. All right, Jane. That is what they have for you. So easy breezy. All right. So many blessings for you. All right. I took care of those. So Kevin Tribuen, hello, hello. So what will be your experience if you date Akshat? Let's take a look here. Well, you got the Magician card here. And it feels like the experience is really going to be dependent so much upon where you invest your energy in the relationship. I feel like they are kind of I feel like they are, overly divine feminine energy. Um, this is divine masculine, which is movement, action, putting energy forward, and I feel like they are, like, extremely on the divine feminine, where they the chalice, they just wait to be filled, they wait for things to come to them. So I feel like they would be very yielding is a word, like overly yielding, like whatever you want, whatever you want, whatever you want, whatever you want. What do you want to go? Whatever you want. What do you want to eat? Whatever you want. I feel like it's like almost extreme to where it it might be nice in the beginning to be, to date someone who wants to do everything you want to do, but after a while I think it would become irritating. But I feel like that's the way it's in the beginning, and maybe that you guys will balance out one another, maybe you'll, um, you know, um, force them, say, "Well, choose A or B," and you draw them into making choices, and you allow them to, stand up. What is it? They're showing me a movie. Is it Blind Date? It is. Blind Date was a Bruce Willis and someone. It's like an old, 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 old movie where, they went to a dinner with, an, Asian, um, client, and they had, like, their wife who was very yielding and very quiet and even dressed like in a geisha, dressed as a geisha and was and, when they I think it was who was it? Kim Basinger maybe? She was whoever it was, she was drunk, and she went into the bathroom where, um the wife, the geisha wife was, and she was, um, because I think it was Kim Basinger, whoever it was, and she was like, uh, something about divorce, and suddenly she didn't speak a word of English, so she goes, "Divorce?" It's like, "Uh-oh," and she stood up and started, like, standing up for herself. That's what I feel like this is what your experience of dating would be like, with them, Kevin. So, you're like, "Wow, what an adventure." But that's what's coming in, so many blessings to you, Kevin. So there you go. Very good. Let's see here. Very good, Lilac. I love it. Oh, all right, Shane. Boom, boom. Here you go. All right. So up next, we got new love. Anything in love for you next month? You're single. All right. Let's take a look here and see what we've got here. We got the 9 of Wands here, and I feel like they're saying that there is definitely a possibility there because this is the power of energetic choice. I feel like whatever you focus on will allow you to either you keep hitting up against a wall or it allow you to step through. And of course, whatever we focus on with our energy is what expands here. There's a Native American story about the black wolf and the white wolf, and the grandfather was teaching to their grandchild, and they're like, everyone battles inside of them. They're always, the choice between the two, the white wolf and the dark wolf, and the grandchild asks, which one wins? It's like whichever one you feed, and that's kind of what happens with our energy is what grows and expands in our life, whatever we focus on. So if we focus on, the love that is in our life and the love we do want to bring into our life, then our energy draws it in. Our vibration is higher. It brings in higher vibrational love, right? I think we've talked about it before, probably. And but if we're focusing on that I'm missing love, then I'm telling the universe, I really enjoy missing love. Can you make me miss it more? Can you draw it out more? And so it's like, what am I focusing my energy on? Am I focusing on gratitude or am I focusing on it's almost like victimhood or gratitude? Am I like, oh, I don't have love in my life? Then the universe is like, wow, you really enjoy not having love in your life. I'll give you more of that. Um, you know, we've been talking a lot about in this session this new vision that Spirit gave me of a little kid walking into a donut shop, pointing at through the glass window, pointing at, and so the baker's like, "All right, here's your dozen donuts." And like, "Oh, I hate those." And like, "Why are you pointing at them?" Point out what you love and I'll bring you more of that. And that's the energy that's coming in here for you for next month regarding love. I feel like there's a possibility of love drawing it in if that's the focus of gratitude, right? But if we're focusing on the fears and the missingness of it, then we draw more of that in, and then it wouldn't come in next month. So it's all in your court, which I love. That's where we want it to be, right? So that's what's coming, new love. So many blessings to you. All right. Angelique, you're the next free reading coming up here. And love reading for the next month. Let's take a look here. All right. This is the one coming in here. You got the Six of Wands. So there is this passion that's headed your way here. You will have someone come into your life that feels equally passionate towards you. There's going to be this mutual attraction that comes in. It's not love yet. It's just attraction. It's this draw to one another to where you begin interacting. But love doesn't happen. It's not love at first sight. It's just attraction, energetic and physical attraction, which is important. We probably want that as part of our relationships, but I feel like love would come further down the road, um, depending on energetic choices. But I feel like next month it's more, well, hello, and they're like, well, hello, and you begin conversating and interacting, but the love doesn't come till later. So that's what's coming in, Angelique. So many blessings to you. All right. So Rose, you'll be my next free reading coming up here. But Patty has made a donation, so we're going to that first. Thank you so much, Patty. Hello, hello. So is there anyone interested in you out there? When will you meet your knight? Right? You've spared no time for love. Work, 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 right? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has here for you. All right. So this is like an unknown. So let me put that like that. All right. Let me take a quick sip here. So you do have the Three of Cups. So there is an interest out there. Got the Three of Cups is like this joy, this celebration. And I feel like it's among your friends. You know, the Three of Cups is like this tribal type of energy of like you have a group of I would say like not your super inner circle type of thing, but it's the within this group of friends, there is someone who does have interest in you. Um, because that the Three of Cups is showing me that. Mm. And you got the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is peace of mind. And I feel like it's someone who is very calm, very collected, very even keel mentally. Um, is the energy that I feel coming in here. So mentally stable, mental stability is great to have for your night, right? But I feel like it stands out there. It just it's it's such a uh calm person. It's like during a crisis, it's the person that really stands out that can stay calm and help solve things, if that makes sense. So I like that. All right. You have the High Priestess here and the Seven of Swords. And with this coming in here, I feel like what kind of needs to happen here before you meet the knight is making sure to take some time for yourself to do your inner reflection, because you do have some beliefs with the Seven of Swords, which are things that have like has stolen from you in the past, betrayed you in the past, um, deceived you in the past. There's some beliefs that you have about yourself because of some people that have been like that in your past, even back into your childhood. And you're aware of like these that are above the surface. You're realizing these that have made you feel trapped and had your emotions, you know, kind of contained here. But there is some underneath the surface. And this time with the high priest just diving deep and looking into those helps move things forward because you don't want to bring those in. And it's like they're being not that they're delayed. There's been time allowed in this lifetime for this. It's right on target for both of you are looking into things to release this here. That's coming in. Yeah, heal is an okay word. It's more transform. I like the word transform because we're not broken. We're not. It's it's like Rumi who says, "I don't need to find love. I just need to see the obstacles I've created between me and love." And so these are the obstacles that just have been formed that you can remove. So it's not like anything's broken. It's just that things run more smoothly if you move all the obstacles that have fallen in front, where you don't have to go through an obstacle course to get to love each moment. You know what I mean? So it's like opening up the pathway for it, right? It's just that there's some stuff, some beliefs in the past that you can question to transform. Um, yeah, yeah, because we have that here. Because you got the Six of Swords, which is about leaving behind old ways of thinking and moving into new ways of thinking. It's flow in the outside world, which allows this rebirth. That's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself and allowing this, to come forward because it allows you to get in touch with your sensuality and allows you to, uh, you know, have this movement. This can also represent some travel, overseas travel, or distant travel plans that will come up too. And I feel like there's this um, awareness that comes through this movement as well that's happening. Let me see here. I just feel like there's something more here. Oh, okay. They had to bring in your knight. Here's your knight. They are arriving. So, and I like it. It is the Knight of Swords, which they are thinkers here too. But let me see, water and earth. Um, yeah, the knights bring in fire too. So because their action and their movement, so all the knights get fire. Um, so yeah, I know, right? There's your knight. So they're thinkers. So it's like they come across as like an air sign, but they also have fire, a lot of fire in their chart within them too. So it's not like a super. They're intellectual, and that's where that calmness comes in, almost like Aquarian energy. I'm an Aquarius. It's they are able to um, contain emotions because water bears are able to put like emotions in water. I mean, they're water in vessels, right? And so they can. That's why, like in scary situations, a lot. Um, People are like, "Why are you so calm? How you can be so calm in this?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not calm." And they're like, "How can you think so clearly?" I go, "Oh, you don't want to see what's in that container because it's over here with the Tupperware burped. It's all contained, but there's emotion going on. I'm able to, and I feel like that's what they're able to is they're able to do the mind. They're able to, have that peace of mind. But they got a lot of fire underneath them too. So I like it. I like it for you. So that's what they have here for right now. So someone definitely interested in you. When you'll meet them, the more that you remove those obstacles, the faster things speed forward for you as well. So I like that. I like that. Maybe it's time for a vacation. You've been so focused on work. I feel like stepping away allows you to to really see things clearly. And you get the Princess of Pentacles, which means new opportunities open up. So I feel like it's time for you to get away from work. That movement, that stepping away, it feels like it's an important event for you. To I don't know if you have a group of friends that want to go do something, or even if it doesn't need to be like it could be near water. It doesn't necessarily need to be like overseas, but there is this movement that I feel comes in here as well. So that's what's coming in, Patty. Thank you so much again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And Brenda, thank you for your donation. And you want to know, how is your next week going to be in love? So anyone from you? Something stable, maybe? Let's take a look here. See what Spirit wants you to know. All right. So you have the Queen of Swords coming in here. And the Queen of Swords, of course, she co-rules over the air, the mind, the thinkingness, and all the queens are given a second portion, which is water. So it's balancing of heart and mind. And I feel like next week regarding love, it's like there's some feelings, some feels, but also cutting away some expectations, some thoughts, some beliefs, some mindsets that come in here. Okay. Let me just get some clarity here on this little event here. Okay. All right. Um, so next week, I feel like you have an interaction. It's like with a passionate person, someone who is fiery, but I feel like it's not something that's going to be in your life for very long at all, because this King of Wands is feels like a very fiery sign. You got the Five of Wands, which is a lot of like the volcano erupting. Here's the volcano, the lightning strike. They're not that they're volatile. They just heat up and cool off fast and get upset fast. And I just feel like it's like, okay, it's almost like a sparkler. If you've ever had a sparkler at like here at the 4th of July, that's actually coming up. People have little kids love sparklers, and you just light them and they're all psh, and they're all bright and they're fun, and then suddenly psst. That's what I feel like this person that's coming in next week comes through. Is it Matthew? Probably if you know him by name. I'll verify it here in a sec. But this is like there's just like this whoosh, and then psh, and it's like, "Oh, okay." But, the big thing about the tower is it tells us that whoever is taken out of our life is taken out on purpose for a purpose to make space for something that's more in alignment for our lives and for our path. It clears the path, which it does because it brings in someone who comes next after that, which is so different. And you appreciate after having this fiery explosiveness, you appreciate the balancing here of this King of Cups, who emotions balanced with mind, an emotionally balanced person, and a mentally balanced person. They're able to express their emotions and mind. So it feels very compassionate individual who's also able to communicate, intelligent. It's a very beautiful energy. And the 10 here, the Wheel of Fortune, shows that it unfolds where it feels like it does unfold for you, or even your higher self is glad of how things have unfolded. So I like this individual here for you. The one next week, it just shows you there's so much more to life than passion and what they bring in. Because if it's a fire sign, it's usually someone who's attractive, and they have this draw and this energy, kind of like Edward the vampire on Twilight, where they're designed to attract you, but you're just like, is this really good for me here? We got the Nine of Wands, asking if it was Matthew. The Nine of Wands, you know, it just feels like it is a fire sign here that's stepping in here. And the 9 is like this individual that the 9 is like the hermit's journey, someone who has spent a lot of time in their inner journey, but there's this, I don't know, if it's someone that it feels like there's been a block in between you, like it's someone that you've busted your head up against the wall over and over and over again, where it's just like, I've got a headache trying to interact with this person, then that's them. Because I really feel normally the 9 of Wands shows someone that's wounded and they've got this bandage on their head because they've hit their head up against this energetic wall, going, I've been trying, to get through this wall, and I'm just keep on hitting it. Well, that would be them. Oh, okay. I feel like this is someone you're attracted to, though. Next week, I don't feel like it's, someone who. Um, okay, yeah. So I feel like that they're leaving your life here, and they're not going to be in there. Yeah, because here comes the King of Cups, came flying out again. Can't make it up. Like this is who is headed your way. It's like Christ consciousness energy. They're very compassionate, very intelligent, just very like you feel safe with them. So I like that. Oh, yeah. So well that would make sense then. So well, this makes total sense then, Brenda. Yeah, this explosion, this, it's like the King of Wands. It's ready to. Are they a fire sign by chance? But or a lot of fire in their chart maybe. But definitely I see this other person stable. What a wonderful representation of stability. The King of Cups, someone who's stable between emotions and mind. There, yeah. Well, with what was funny is that the two different the black wolf and the white wolf were standing out to me, there. So yeah, I just feel like it's time for this volatility to end, and then what you who you meet further down the road is this King of Cups, who's a balance between heart and mind. Much more fortunate for you, and you'll even your human is going to be grateful for that. So um, that's what's coming through, Brenda. So freedom, freedom, Brenda, freedom. I'm an Aquarius too, right? We're like, okay, okay. Yeah, I feel like it does, that's what it feels like with that energy. The Tower is the removal out of the life, this explosion. This 5 of Wands is like this, um, firestorm that happens. It's like, okay, but that's what I feel is coming in there. And it can be you too, but I feel like, things just come to a head next week with this energy based on current energies. So, yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Here we go. All right. So that's what they have for you, Brenda. Again, thank you so much for your donation and hang in there. I like who's coming for you, though. All right. So, Rose, you are up next here for the next free reading. And you want to know who is coming in for you in July? Wow. So yeah, the 10 of cups is definitely like this emotional overflowing fulfillment. So it feels like someone very important in your life that brings you this feeling of overflooding joy and emotional joy and celebration here. So it could be very romantic or it could be a group of friends. But whatever this is, whoever is coming in does bring in a large amount of these of joy and happiness and wonderful overflowing that comes into your life. So I like that for you. Oops. Well, and it's a very important relationship. It doesn't need to be romantic, but it can be because the Lover's card was like, I need to be seen. So it has flown out here. So July does seem like an important month. It could be a best friend or reunion with family or something too. But of course, it can always be romantic as well. But I like it for you, Rose. That's what's coming in there. And I know I'm speeding up a little bit because I'm heading up to 3 hours here. And so I'm trying to get through some free readings here for you guys before I head out. I will be back tonight, though, at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Also, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. and tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain. All right, Mary the Aries, hello, hello. So if we get time, a general message for you for the next 3 months. I am doing well. I hope you're doing well. Eccentric. Thank you. Six of Swords. So the next 3 months is this movement, leaving behind fears, leaving behind old ways of thinking and moving forward into, new ways of thinking, from choppy waters to calmer waters. This can even be movement, from one location to another, movement in job, movement in relationship, but it's definitely transformation and movement to go in head in a more aligned direction with your life. Sometimes it can even represent overseas travel or travel to water. So those things are also in the cards, per se, over the next 3 months. So I like it for you, Mary the Aries. So that is what they have for you. All right, Megs W, you want to know about future relationship with Pavan? Let's take a look here and see what we have here. Well, there is movement. There is what feels like victory here. That's the energies of the chariot. We're in Cancer season, which represents, this is what comes with this. But it is a great time of choice that comes in with this. This is the power of choice card, which talks about there's so much about the future relationship that depends upon their choice and your choice, because you're choosing what story you put to this situation, what emotion you want to feel as you go through it, what energy you're investing. Like if you focus on gratitude, that will grow. But if you focus on fear and um, things that you don't like, that stuff will grow. And the actions that you put in. So there's so much. The future relationship is there's so many possibilities at this point, at this juncture, is what they want to say, that it can go in so many different directions. They're saying, don't underestimate the power of your choice in the co-creation, as well as their part in the of it as well. So there is this. There's just so many that they're just like, it really depends on what choices are made. But there is movement. There is feelings of victory in it. Um, but so much has to do with what you're choosing in each moment of where it ends up. So I like it. I like that it's within your guys' hands and not other people's. But that's what they have for you right now, is recognizing your power of choice in it all. All right. So Sylvia, you are up next. And Sylvia B. So oh, sorry, that was you had already done a paid reading, so actually, we're not doing that. I thought I read it as a question, but then I see you're like, oh, okay. Go, 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 Sylvia. Go, go, go. All right. So we'll scroll down here. Okay, so Asen Ozi, you are up next. Any chance of connection with Mr. Obong? All right, let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. We got the Four of Pentacles here, and the Four of Pentacles is about a solid foundation. Kind of in the outside world, there's this energy of home that is coming in here. And it's like there is a chance of connection with them, but I feel like there's this draw to home for you. And I'm not sure what that is coming in here. But the Four of Pentacles has this journey of, when we're defining our worth, we're told to define our worth by the outside world. And when we come into that, we realize that we're told to define ourselves by relationship, situations and things. And when we do, we feel very unstable, which all these sad faces that you have there. It's like there's this people pass away, people change, people walk away. So when we define our worth by them, we feel unstable. Same thing with jobs and education and situations that we're taught that these things define us. Those are all unstable. So we feel unstable when we define ourselves by them. Same thing with our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions. All those things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen, unstable. So when we look to the outside world for our definition of our worth, which I call retail price, what am I worth to them? That's we feel unstable because it's fluctuating, it's up and down and always changing depending on their moods and what everyone's going through. Eventually, we get sick and tired and bored of the instability of the outside world, and that's when we return home, inward and upward, to have our foundation based on the eternal, unconditional love of up above from the spirit world, because that is eternal, meaning never ending. That's really stable, and unconditional, no conditions, very stable. So I feel like they're saying there are chances of connection, but it's not going to get you what you're looking for because they are unstable and you will feel unstable. So what you're really looking for is inward and upward. And once you really glean that and gain that, it changes how you perceive the outside world in a completely different way. You still want love, you still want, but it's no longer desperation. It's no longer, I need it. It's, I want it. And whether I have it or not is above and beyond extra. I don't have much fear around it. So hopefully that helps us then. But that's what's coming in. So many blessings to you. All right. All right, Nuza, we're down to you for the free readings, but I did have a donation come in. Hey, Seba. Thank you for your donation. And you want to know if FA's thoughts of you. Okay. Okay. Whether they think positively you or negatively of you. All right. So you did a pick a card. Great. Oh, great. I'm so glad the channel resonates. All right. Let's take a look here and see what they have here for you. Uh-oh. I'm just kidding. Let's see what these are here. Okay. So with these cards coming in here, we've got the Magician card and we got the Devil card here. And so they want to start off talking about the Devil card because when we think of other people's thoughts of us, really it's a mirror, and that's a big important thing when we're talking about what are other people's feelings, thoughts, opinion, whatever of us. It's like we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. We're looking through the lens of our own self-belief and our own self-love. So if I look at someone and I see a devil, which that's not what they see, but if I see a devil, it's because I'm recognizing the devil within me. If I see a monkey, it's because I'm recognizing the monkey within me. The lion, a lion looks in a mirror, it sees a lion. So whatever they are seeing in you is because it's what they're seeing in the mirror. A mirror cannot help what someone sees when they look in them because it's only reflecting back their own reflection. So it's an important piece here to know that with the devil card, it's saying that we everything in the outside world shows us ourselves so that we can shake our beliefs and see what we want to see about ourselves. So they wanted to start off saying that, right? That this is whatever they see is because they recognize it in themselves. You know how they say like a guilty dog barks first. So when everyone's like, you're lying and cheating, and it's like, oh, but are you lying and cheating? Um, you know, yeah. So if they see you negatively, it's because they're recognizing those what they perceive as negative traits within themselves, right? It's like when we're like, "Oh, that dictator that's trying to take over the world, I don't like that they're the dictator. They should be doing what I want them to do because I should rule the world. Oops, there's the dictator showing itself." Whenever we see out there is in here, and we're like, "Oh." So it's a important thing, and same thing too, they're showing both sides. What the quote negative traits we see in someone, we see in ourselves, but also the powerful things we see in someone else. It's because we recognize it within ourselves. So they're like, just, realize that when we're looking at other people's impressions of us, has little to do with us. That's why there's a famous phrase that says, other people's opinions of me are none of my business, because it has nothing to do with me. And it's really not clear and true. We'll still see what they're thinking here. It'll give you some insight into, what they're seeing about themselves too. But uh, so the Queen of Swords is a someone who's balanced between heart and mind. So they do see you as someone who has this, you're not overly emotional, but you're not unemotional and just all in your mind and logic, logic, logic. You have a good balance between heart and mind, which is cool. It's funny because they see that, and this is funny, the mirroring that's coming in here. 'Cause the Queen of Swords, okay, so she rules over air, but all the queens are given water, so that's why she's balanced between mind and heart, right? Well, the King of Cups, all the kings roll over their suit, which he rolls over water, but all the kings are given a second portion, which is air. So these are mirror reflections of each other, which is hilarious with everything we're talking about. So because they feel like they're balanced in heart and mind, they see you balanced in heart and mind as well. How smart of them, right? And we have the 8 of swords, and this is a great thing that's like, the 8 of swords is about realizing what of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, you know, keep us feeling blinded and bound and restricted. And the 8 of swords is on this journey of discovering those things, releasing things, this freedom that is the journey. And so both of you, this is how they perceive you, but what they're going through themselves too is both of you are letting go of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets of fear from the past that no longer serve you. And so you're both in this process of growing. We all have things that we've been taught that were like outdated, that we're ready to let go of, things that we were using to define us. And so they're letting go of those things, but they see you as also, well, you're in the learning process. Well, it's because they are too, right? And then lastly, you have the 9 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Pentacles is someone that stands within their worth. They're in the hermit's journey, which they have the dove here, which represents spirit here in their hand. And so it's someone that is stand learning about their worth in relationship to the outside world, but they're in this place of feeling independent where they can stand on their own. They don't need other people to make him feel whole and complete. And that's how they perceive you, as someone that really doesn't need someone, but maybe you want someone. And that's also what's going on inside of them. I don't need someone, but I do want someone. So there is this, you know, um, variety of emotions that we see, and I don't feel like we ever look at someone totally positively or negatively. We just see different vibrations. There's emotions and energy that's more towards unconditional love, and others that is more towards fear, depending on whether we're in love, in unconditional love, or we're in fear mode, determines what we see with our eyes. So that's why, when we ask, do we always see the world the same way every moment? No. If I didn't get enough sleep or I feel sick, I see the world differently. If I'm in fear, I see the world as a fearful place. If I'm sitting in unconditional love, I see the world as an unconditionally loving place. So, it's very interesting. Um, Oh, okay, so you were asking, did the pick of cards played? So I think I just answered a question about mostly positive or negative. It depends on the moment, right? That's the whole thing when we're like, how does someone feel? It depends on where they're at in the moment. And I feel like it's an important thing here, just to go that they, depending on how they're feeling about themselves in the moment, is how they feel about you in the moment, which is constantly changing, the instability of the outside world, right? That's when we're looking at retail price, which is the outside world. It's unstable, it's ever changing. One moment you're marked up in price, the next moment you're on a clearance rack, next moment you're, back to regular price. Who knows, right? So did the pick a cards you played on a channel resonate for you? So were they representing you? The Four of Swords, the peace of mind. I feel like the Four of Swords, it's like some of it did, some of it doesn't. I don't feel like it was, um, I feel like some of it was like right on, and other things didn't apply at the moment there either. So, that's what I feel is coming in there. It just feels like your reading just feels very, yeah, you're like at the verge here of an ending of the way of looking at the world, ending of old cycles, beginning of a new, letting go of so much, um, letting go of so much expectations and rules. And it's like this adventure to go free. It just feels like there's this freedom that, comes in with that. It's just like you're in this place of changing your whole perception of how you're seeing the world, because you're realizing that you don't see the world as it is out there. You also see the world as you are. And so all these mirrors that you're seeing are about you. And I feel like this journey you're headed off into is to focus on you. And, when we're looking at through the outside. So I know. Hopefully that makes sense. But I feel like all of this, it felt very iffy. They're like, well, it's all about that. Well, it's all about this. It's like they wouldn't tell you. It's absolutely this stuff. They're like, really depends on the moment, because they're showing you the fluidity of the outside world and how it depends on how you are in each moment, is how your entire world transforms. It's like we said, if I'm in a grumpy mood, the world is a grumpy mood. If I'm at war with myself on the inside, I see the world at war. If I'm in a loving place, I see the world as a loving place. And so it's constantly transforming. So that is what is coming in for you, Seba. I know. But that's the message for this moment. And I feel like I can get you an oracle card if you would like. So you can choose one, two, three, or four for your oracle. And um, yeah. Okay, very good. So yeah, okay, cool. I'll pull that there. And then for everyone else, I'm going to go ahead and this will be my last reading. I'm hitting 3 hours, so I need to go eat. I will be back in 5 hours for my evening session, though. So before I read your last card there, just before everyone heads out, um, just know that I also have weekly giveaways. Here is the link to the video here, which tells you how you can get in to the drawings for a chance at winning one of two 30-minute personal recorded readings. Also, I just put out a second um, episode of Take 10 with Zen, which is all about spirit guides. So if you're wanting some information on those, be sure to check that out. If you haven't checked out your June monthly reading, every month I put out a reading for each individual zodiac sign. And so here's the playlist for that. It will go into love and wealth and health and different energies. So you can also check that out if you're needing answers right away. And then each week I put out at least one pick a card reading. And here is the one from this week, which is what's the solstice bringing you over these next 3 months. And I have other ton of pick a cards. So if you are not able to wait until this evening, be sure to check out and look at those pick a cards and follow your heart. Spirit will guide you to those. All righty. So, Seba, let's look here. Number 4 is the Prairie Majesty Oracle. And let's see what they bring in here for you. Oh, what a beautiful card. So you got Radiate. There's a beautiful Luna moth here. And it says, "How am I the light in darkness?" Ooh, all right. So let's take a look here and see what the Luna moth brings in. And it says, "On a moonless night, a speck of solitary phosphorescent green crosses the border between forest and grassland. Uh, was it diaphanous? Diaphanous. I probably total murdered that. But it says their diaphanous wings and streaming tail ripple through the air. So Luna Moth reveals herself, landing on your hands and insisting on your attention. All too soon, having achieved her aim, she returns to the trees. As you watch her go, you bring your hands to your heart, entranced. What can it mean? A luminous glow spreads outward from the center of your chest and travels through all your extremities. You realize it's always been there. Luna Moth simply made it visible to your conscious mind. Like a hungry caterpillar, newly awake and seeking fuel wherever it can be found, your own spiritual journey may have periods characterized by ravenous intake of information from outside of you. This visitation could be a warning to heighten your discernment and change your consumption. More generally, Luna Moss appearance signals a necessary transition or return to learning from inside your own knowing. After unfolding into her adult state, the Luna moth does not eat for the duration of her short lifespan, having everything she needs inside her already. In your own quest as a seeker of truth and knowledge, radiate outward from your own heart center. Measure what you encounter by your own light instead of the other way around. Does the external information brighten or dim? And what does that tell you? You are connected to the ultimate source of light and have the opportunity to embody more of it in this life. No one else can do that for you. It's yours to decide. Wow. It feels very empowering finding your own light from the inside, which is kind of reinforcing what we've talked about. So that's what they have for you. So there you go. Many blessings to you. All right. So, all right. So evidently, I'm not heading out yet. I do have a couple of donations, which I'll complete first. So thank you so much, Misty Blue, for your donation. And then Sabella. All right. Actually, I'm headed off after this because I've been on for 3 hours. So I'm completing Misty Blue and Sabella, and then I'll be ending for this evening. I mean, for this morning. Then I will be back this evening. All right. So Misty Blue, the weekend. So what about the weekend? I think you asked Ray's feelings about you this weekend. All right, let's take a look here. All right. All right. So we've got the chariot here, which is about Power of choice coming in, right? I feel like they're torn here though, because we've got the Princess of Cups, which is, thinking about new love, thinking about higher love, and about movement forward. And I feel like they're really in between what am I choosing? What am I choosing? What am I choosing? Going on here. And with all of this, we also have here, this Two of Swords, which is standing in the middle, trying to make a decision. And they've got the Judgment card here, which is another two, which is they're trying to find here, they're being called. And there's this energy that they're trying to understand here, right? So they've got this, the two-ness happening here coming in and trying to see things from this, higher perspective, this, you know, um, trying to understand what they're wanting, because they've got their human side and their higher side. And I feel like there's this, all of these twos, all of this power of choice, it just has them like at this precipice, because they've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. So they've got the counterpart here, that's there. And then I feel like on the other hand, they've got the Princess of Cups. So it's kind of like, you know, they've got this, which way do I go? Which way do I go? And I feel like it's that same type of energy that they have of, well, this is the uh, like I want to say responsible, but that's what they feel like. Well, this is what I'm uh, I want to say destined for because they don't believe in that, but they are like, well, this is what I'm committed to, but this is what I would also like. And they're not like going, well, I don't want this, I want this. They want both, and they can't decide between the two. Yeah. So it's like there's this like they're torn between both, and I feel like they're like, "Well, I want this, but I want that, but I want this, but I want that. Well, maybe I could have them both." And they're trying to figure out how they can have everything that they want, The cake and eating it too, right? But it just feels like that they are torn between these, and it just feels oh, I don't know, it just feels, I just looked at the bottom of this deck. You got the Movement of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. It's the romantic, that comes through here. Yeah. I don't know. The Knight of Cups for me sometimes is um who was the well-known lover that liked to love all over the place and um I just I don't know. It feels like a warning sign. I don't know why, but that it's just don't trust them for what they say, trust them for what they do and show you, is what I would, what's coming through with that. They're gonna show you in their actions, not in their words, which um, I know there's a language barrier anyway, but not through the app. They're gonna show you through who they are showing you by actions. So that's what's coming through, Misty. So I don't know. I have alarms going off, red flags going off all over the place, but you get to enjoy your journey. And that's what I love about life. All right. So that's what they have for you, Misty Blue. So enjoy your Cuban adventure. Oh, very good. I'm glad. All right. So, Sabella, thank you for your donation. And I don't think I saw a question, but so if you haven't, pop it down below. I'm going to scroll up here and see if you have it further up here. And that will be my last reading for this session. I don't see it anywhere up there. Oh, there you go. So, what happened a year ago in your love life? All right. So you wanted to know what happened. Okay, let's take a look here. See, what does spirit want you to know? Well, all right, and then I feel like you get a psychic tarot too. Let's take a look here. Hmm, okay. Okay. So the the bonus card that you got here is the sacral chakra, which is the relationship chakra, which is the orange one, the one that's just below the navel, right? And the energy that it says comes in here with that, of course, is the I want, um, is the keywords for it, but it's located 2 fingers below your navel and relates to emotions, desires, creativity, and sexuality. So this to keep this chakra balanced and its energy moving and flowing, they talk about dancing and moving your hips and your lower abdomen. And of course, you can use color meditation and practice yoga. You can express your sexuality and nurture yourself, and remember you do matter. So there's this energy that comes in here with the sacral chakra, and we've got the 6 of Pentacles, and this is where they want to start here because the 6 of Pentacles is like it's a an energy of overgiving. It's kind of like the codependency awareness card. And what this brings in, this energy of these two together, is that, at one point in our life, it's usually 7 years old and younger, we have this individual or individuals in our life that we love so much and we want attention from them, that we do so much, but we get very little back. And as children, we don't know any better. We develop this out of balance giving and receiving where we feel we have to give 1,000 love coins and get 1 love coin back. And we're like, well, that seems fair. As children, we don't know any better. And it seeps down into our lower subconscious, into the sacral chakra, evidently, because that's where we have that belief about our interaction with one to one with another. And even though in our mind, as we grow up, we're wanting love and we're wanting things to come into our lives, down underneath in our subconscious, where our inner child's at, it's like, no, no, no. We have this out. We need 1,000 love coins you have to give before you deserve 1 back. So it's keeping track of how many, like, hatch marks, right? How much we're giving before we feel we deserve, right? So what can happen with that is that one, it can keep abundance and love away from us while we have that belief still unchecked, running on automatic, on autopilot below the surface. And so we have this energy that comes in and these force fields that keep people away. Every once in a while, we'll hit that 1,000 mark, and the walls come down for a minute. These energy fields come down, allows love or abundance in, but it resets back to 0. So they go right back up, and they start at 1 again, trying to get back to 1,000. Well, what that does to relationships that we have, it impacts our schooling, our jobs, our romantic, our friends, our family, because we feel we have to give so much, and our inner child's not allowing people to give to us. And because it's like you don't deserve it yet. And so we have this, like that said, we do matter, but it's like we don't matter. I only matter when I'm able to give this much, and then I only matter this much. And so all of this was bubbling down below the surface there. And with that coming in, um, we enter into like a relationship, and we overgive to them, and then when they try to give back to us, they hit these walls where they can't. And if they can't give to us, what happens? Well, one, we become exhausted from overgiving and we become resentful, right? And on the other side, they want to give, 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 and they don't feel they can to us. So they have to give somewhere else so they feel good about themselves. So they'll become workaholics, or they'll, you know, work out all the time, or have a hobby, or express all this stuff to friends, or have affairs. So they all do that stuff. And eventually, a codependent relationship can only stay together so long before we become the neighbor, the giver becomes so exhausted and resentful, and the other person ends up doing those things where we're like, it's over, and then it ends, right? So I feel like when we're asking what happened, a year ago in the love life, that there's this type of thing that comes in here, because we see here, you have this wish fulfillment of wanting emotional fulfillment, and you have the Queen of Cups and the Moon card. All of these are very emotional cards. Cups are emotions. The Moon is, of course, emotional. It impacts our tides and everything else. This is talking about all the stuff that was bubbling below the surface, about diving deep, about the Queen of Cups not only rolls over water, but she's given all the queens are given a second portion of water that allows her to dive deep and get to the bottom of things. And that's what I like about all this, is that you are able to to um, transform this that's going on below the surface, because we're not stuck with that. Luckily, it's not like, well, too bad your inner child is in control of that. And it's just like, that's the way it's going to be the rest of your life. We're like, thank God, no, because we can consciously bring these beliefs that are below the surface into our conscious mind and go, who was it that I had to overgive to when I was 7 years old or younger? And when we identify that, this 1 to 1,000 out of balance giving, little edit button appears, and we're able to go in there and delete those zeros and change it from 1 to 1,000 to 1 to 100 to 1 to 10 to 1 to 1. Then there's a little save button we click, and then that saves, and that drops below the surface. That's what changes these things. We've got the 10 of swords, which are all these thoughts and beliefs about our unlovability and our restrictions. The 10 of wands is all the energy, the forest fields that are up, keeping things from happening. These tens are endings and new beginnings. And so when you are able to bring that up and question that, then it goes back down into our subconscious, and our inner child's like, hallelujah, I don't have to keep these hatch marks anymore. I was tired of counting to 1,000. And it's 1 to 1, and these forest fields come down. And then what happens is that's what brings love in. The Knight of Cups allows love to flow in instead, but on a equal giving and receiving, and not in an out of balanced way. So what happened a year ago with love, it feels like whatever this ending was, whatever this, um, our actions and their actions, whatever those were, that's what's coming in here. And your sacral chakra is balancing. And it's funny that your super chat was orange, which is the color of the sacral chakra as well. So you've got this transformation. It's understanding what all of that is, and that um, you can see now what was the energy around it, and why, no matter what you try to do to receive love and even abundance or whatever, that you felt like there was this wall and it just couldn't get to you. Now there's something that you can do to transform it. So hopefully that helps, Sabella, and that resonates and makes sense. But I feel like that is what is coming through for spirit for you. So again, thank you so much for your donation, and I'm excited for this transformation that you have available to you, and that I'm sure that you will step into. So very good. All right. Thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. I really appreciate that. I've been on for almost 3.5 hours, so I'm going to head off for this session, but I shall return at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, which is less than 5 hours away. So an hour before, I do put out a announcement, and you can get in line early if you have your notification setting set to all for my channel. You'll get it, and then you can actually, it's like getting, in line for a free concert with no reserved seats, right? You can get in get in line early if you want for the free readings. As always, I prioritize paid readings to honor that energy exchange, because it's what allows me to be here. It's how I eat, so which is what I'm going to go do now. And so many blessings to all of you. And please know that as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have a great rest of your night or day, wherever you're out in the world. And we'll see you soon. Until then, much love to you. You hang in there, and you guys take care. We'll see you.